We're live. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the party. My name is Kevin. I'll be your DM for this game of Leverage.
Nice.
This game uses the Cortex system. It's a little weird. We're getting used to it. So if everyone would like to introduce your characters, describe your characters real quick. Let's start with Isabel. Michi.
Hi, I'm Michi at Michisaurus on Twitter, and I am playing Isabel, whose entire skill set is putting people in compromising positions.
Sometimes physically.
Take that as you will.
Eli. Go for Eli.
Eli, I am Zombie Love Juice on everything, Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I play Eli, who is an old ex-con, was caught, sent to prison, has been released, and is the mastermind here. He is old and grumpy and smokes constantly.
Way too much.
Like, he's gonna die soon. There's no way he won't.
In inappropriate situations.
And yes, he goes out of his way to make sure he smokes them, like, in the middle of a bank, you know what I mean, staring at the manager, you know.
Near countless oxygen tanks.
Yeah. I put that one out. Kind of, I put it out.
All right, Burke.
I'm Jeff Holland. I'm from JK Holland on Twitter. I am playing Burke, who's the hitter character. She has a military background and not much to say about popular culture.
All right, Nerdy Teddy. Go for it.
Hey, I'm Nerdy Teddy on Twitter, and I am playing Rainbow, the hacker, who is pretty much the opposite of Burke when it comes to pop culture.
All right. So, you guys have been doing some good for some people, generally. Let's see, you've taken down a potential, a man who faked his death and a mining company. You've taken down a guy who bought a medicine and jacked up the prices and bought a Wu-Tang album.
That was great.
What a nonsensical fictional concept that was.
No one can ever be that much of an ass, right?
This clearly needed a second draft.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Who would have ever thought?
Too cartoonishly evil. Too silly.
Right. And you've done a few other good swings. But today, sitting in front of you is a man. He's a Hispanic, or actually he's a very light-skinned man. But he says, my name is Frank Torres. I was a patrolman with the local police department in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I was fired. I was asked to fabricate a pretext, a stop, which is something cars do. Like, you can't pull someone over for no reason just because someone said, hey, look at that guy. But, like, if he swerves out of the lane, so we pulled him over. And the assistant DA was there, which was a little weird. And we didn't immediately find any drugs on him. And the DA wanted us to strip search him by the road, and I resisted. I told him I wouldn't do that. So the DA called and got a warrant and had the man taken in on suspicion of a DWI for DNA testing, and then when they got him to the hospital for that, they found drugs strapped to his legs. And, you know, later the case was going, and I had to testify because I was the inciting officer, and they asked me to not mention parts of the case, but I wasn't about to perjure myself. I've grew up in a family of cops. I've been a cop for 7 years. I'm not about to lie in a jury. And the DA's case fell apart. They accused me of violating something called the Brady, it's something with a trial. They accused me of a Brady violation. It's where, like, if you withhold evidence that would have changed the outcome of a trial, they wanted to, like, prosecute me for it. But we reached an agreement where I would leave the department and they wouldn't press charges. And that sucked. It wasn't good. I hated it. I couldn't sit with it. But I've been around enough precincts to know that sometimes stuff like this happens. I got another job very close by, but turns out they took away the job because the DA sent a letter to the department basically saying I couldn't be trusted, I was unable to uphold the job, basically ruining my very reputation and everything about my life. Now listen, I know I'm a light-skinned man, but I'm also Hispanic. People don't think of me as a minority, and so when I'm on the police, people just see me as another white guy, and the other cops see me as another white guy. And I've seen some things, and we need fewer of some of my fellow policemen and more people, who aren't like that. So I know there's bad cops out there, and I've always strove to be the best one, like to be the most fair, to be the most dignified. But the people, I built my identity around being a cop, like being the guy that can help, that can make it better, and they've taken that away from me. And it hurts, but what's even worse is I know they've done worse. I don't know exactly what. Nothing I was involved in because everybody knew I wouldn't get involved. But I can't keep going on knowing that the next honest cop is also going to get this too. That it's so much easier to remove him than it is the guy who, is doing a bad job of it. So I don't know.
What is it that you want from us?
I would like to get back on A-Force. I would like to have the testimony I gave declared that it doesn't violate the Brady rule. But I don't know how anyone would do that. I'm not looking for a payout. I'm not looking for favors. I'm not looking for anything outside of making sure the people that are in the justice system are getting justice.
Now, the assistant DA is
Crenshaw.
Miranda Crenshaw. Was she the one that gave you the sentence for the Brady Act?
She was the one that was yelling at me in person, yeah.
But I mean, legally.
Well, I wasn't. They accused me of it, and they agreed not to prosecute.
Okay, I got
So,
you.
but I was pressured.
Yeah.
I was basically told that my future here was dead either way.
All right.
And what did they want you to omit from?
They wanted me
trial?
to. They wanted me to not mention the fabrication. That they didn't want me to mention the DUI, which I didn't really ask for, and Miranda mentioned it to the judge. Was the first time I heard about it, and then she told me how I should write my report, and I kept it to the facts. And when they asked me on the stand if they asked me on the stand if everything was legal. They didn't ask it that directly, but it was a very stressful situation. I don't remember all of it exactly. That I knew that there was a pretext for this stop, and that this stop was maybe not clean and tainted evidence. Not in so many words, but yeah.
Enough that you got a hand.
The case fell apart, and they blamed me.
Gotcha. All right.
This was the first time you were ever asked to fabricate a stop.
Yeah, that for me, but it does happen. It's
Okay.
now fabricating a stop is kind of tricky because all you need is someone to change lanes without blinking.
Sure.
And you can pull them over. They didn't want me to
Flash
mention
the
the drugs.
headlight out once you pull them over. It's easy enough to find a reason if you want to.
Yeah, there's been a lot of broken taillights, if you know what I mean.
And you said that you knew that this.
Sorry. She also disabled the camera on the stop.
You said that this Miranda Crenshaw has been doing this more. She's done it before.
I don't know exactly, but she's got a reputation for being a bit of a pit bull.
Gotcha. I mean, someone does something once, probably gonna do it again. So odds are she is gonna do it again or has already done it. All right. You guys got any other questions?
Question: was there? I guess. Was there a? Did this man, to your knowledge, work for a specific person? Was he running for anybody in particular?
I think it was a I don't remember which. Let's see, which gang would it have been? We're just gonna say
Latin Kings.
Yeah, that's a little. Pretty much Latin Kings. Yeah.
They're still around, right?
Yeah. Well, hopefully not, but that's why I was thinking of trying to make up one. I'm sure they'll get real mad at my Twitch stream.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the Latin Kings are watching right now.
This motherfucker.
That motherfucker.
But yeah, we'll say it was LK.
The LKs. Okay. All right. Good.
Like,
All right.
yeah, until thank you and leave.
Okay. So, what do we know about this Miranda Crenshaw? We know that, let's see, we had a bunch of other information.
Do you want me to repeat the information, or are you going to look at the document? I can repeat it. That's fine, too.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Miranda Crenshaw is the assistant prosecutor for Allen County District Attorney's Office. 5'8" and in excellent shape. She is a lawyer who also volunteers as a reserve police officer. She gives seminars where she brags about being tased and going for the death penalty in a case where the victim's family asked them not to. A prison guard was stabbed by an inmate, and she justified it as protecting all the other prison guards against future attacks by inmates. She talks about herself on being both sides of law and order, how she's like the whole show in one package. Yeah, and there you guys call up like a video of her giving like a training seminar where she's talking about being like an aggressive pursuer of real justice. Let's see. She does a lot of plea deals and talking with witnesses. She also takes Krav Maga classes. She has a husband who works at a local insurance firm. They have no children. They are doing well financially, and they vacation every year or so. She's very involved in the church, and her gym is in the rough part of town. She works out there pretty much every other day.
All right. So we got an A-type personality here.
Oh, she also, in her car, and her recent purchases on Amazon are a lot of, let's say, Anthony Ribbons. A lot of Anthony Ribbons material. Anthony Ribbons is a motivational speaker.
Okay.
He's very tall, and he tells you about the power of you.
It's 90% teeth.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm avoiding saying a name.
Okay.
It's a legally distinct individual.
Legally distinct individual, yes. Any similarities are purely coincidental to Tony Robbins. Yes. But anyway, yeah, so she's big into self-help guru type things too.
All right. So I'm going to assume that just as a precursor, Rainbow looks up as much as they can online. The rest of us basically try to scope her out, learn learn about her. I think we did this before. What are her vices? What are her secrets?
Gotcha.
What does she love and care about? What does she hate?
Um,
Let's learn. Where's our in? You know what I mean? I guess that's how the Leverage crew does it. I've watched.
Well, usually everything Kevin just told us we would have figured out by a quick
in a montage.
track
Yeah.
and tracking and
Right.
Okay.
watching from a car with
Yeah. Oh, so you guys are watching from a car. Who would be watching her from a car doing the actual footwork?
I'm down to do me and Burke. We can do that. I got the
Um,
van.
Yep. So you guys see her at her gym drive up in what looks to be like the official, like an official district attorney's car. It's got like the plates and whatnot. And she gets out and she goes around back and starts talking to a guy who you quickly realize is another local, I was going to say hoodlum, but that's not really, like another local criminal named Kenton Asper. And they talk briefly, and it's weird because he's a local, like, low level, has a couple of charges for drugs and possession, a DUI. He skated on a gun charge recently, gun possession charge. And she hands him the keys to the car, calls an Uber, and goes home.
You say, Burke, that's just normal, right? That's just normal everyday business.
you smoking in the car.
It's my car. Goddamn right, I'm smoking in my car.
She immediately slaps it out of your face.
Just knocks it right out the window.
Ah! He reaches into his pocket, pulls out another
She
pack.
grabs the pack out of your pocket, wrestles it away from you.
I want a willpower check to try to stop him. I'm a weak old man.
No, that's gonna be no.
Strength or whatever it is.
That's gonna be strength versus thief for both of you.
I love it. What we're not good at. All
Strength and thief for both of you.
right. My
Yeah.
strength is 6, so a D6.
So the way you roll in the system is you have a stat and you roll the dice and you take the two highest no matter how many dice you roll.
Wait, am I also rolling thief?
Yeah, both are giving me.
Alright, so that's gonna be a 6 and a 10.
All right, so
My thief.
Burke sets the stakes at 11.
All right, I don't have anything under thief.
Uh,
Did we want me to change my grifter to thief? To like
Uh, no, leave it at a die 6, I guess. I don't know.
okay, then that's 2d6.
Let's see if you can beat 11 on 2d6.
Bam! What is it?
5, so you can't beat. Well, maybe. No, you roll 5, so like the entire pack just disappears from your hand.
No!
Bert just sits back in the chair.
Are you holding my pack of cigarettes, or did you?
No,
throw it
it's out the window. And she knows what you're thinking, and she hits lock on the door.
That's where my head is gonna go. Gonna buy me a new pack of smokes?
Nope.
What the hell is that?
All right, that's enough to cue for a flashback.
All right,
Okay, all right.
all right.
All right, so cue to flashback somewhere in the desert in a war zone 10 years back. Burke is with another soldier, let's call him Graham, in a sniper's nest, and Graham very casually lights up a cigarette. Ah, flavor country, yes.
They're gonna see that.
Burke looks at him and goes, "What are you doing? They're gonna spot that." He goes, no, there's no way. It's the desert. It's a clear shot. They can see the cherry on your cigarette. Why they couldn't hit an elephant at this distance?
Spatter.
What is that? Yeah, okay. So that happened.
What does Burke say when I'm like, well, what the hell was that? Like, you flash that in your mind,
Yeah.
but you don't tell
He
me.
just looks at you and just goes, "Things will kill you."
All right, yeah, take a plot point for that. All right.
And the car will smell nicer eventually.
Till I get my new pack of smokes, it's gonna smell exactly like what it's supposed to smell like.
All right, we're gonna move on from that scene. So you also, Rainbow, you also find that her position had a bunch of unregistered cell phones, and that when she moves, those cell phones move too. Like the Uber that they saw her call up was on a different phone than her personal. So she's got at least 2 phones on her.
Burner phones.
Okay. Yeah. While they're out on this, can I take a peek at her caseload? And I have a suspicion that I want to look at.
All right, what's the suspicion? So.
I want to know who she's prosecuting. Who exactly?
All right. I guess this is somewhat public knowledge. So the caseload isn't too hard for you to pull up. Give me a basic hacker awareness. And that's too high. Yeah, 8. You have to beat 8. Because she puts her name on a lot of cases. And let's see. Oh, I needed one other. Yeah. More names.
Oh, I do not see what I'm
did
looking
you...
for. I have a 7.
Oh, you have a 7. You don't see exactly what you're looking for. But you do see that her caseload is high, but not like overbearing. She's part of a large group, so. By the way, I found a name generator that would also give you a fake social security number and like fake credit history. It was very weird and a little disarming.
Boy, I hope it's fake.
Yeah.
Like,
Otherwise,
how
the
would
outskirts
you
of the deep web
verify that one way or the other?
I wasn't gonna try because I was on a public Wi-Fi.
I mean, if there was ever an RPG game that you could use that, it would be
It would be good.
Yeah, I know. It was like it listed their car, their mother's made like a car, a mother's made.
To think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 digits in a row just out of.
It was a little frightening. So research for this game is always fun. If not, and by fun I mean sometimes very depressing.
All right.
So yes, you found that fact.
So we don't know
He's not
exactly like,
overbooked.
who
There doesn't really seem to
who
be.
is on our caseload.
Actually, there is a number of people, including Anton Hopkin, who recently was arrested on a burglary charge. And he does have an association with, what was the other guy? Oh my god.
Cranston Asperger?
Kenton Asperger. Or Asper.
Asper. Okay.
Asper.
Canton.
All right. Well, so this guy, she is currently prosecuting him, Anton, and Anton has a connection to Kenton.
Yes.
Then there can be an in for us. Rainbow, do you know what Anton? It's just for burglary charge.
It is an armed robbery.
Armed robbery.
Armed
Excellent.
robbery.
So if we are able to try and con her, I know we were all discussing plans, but
Yeah.
maybe it'd be fun to let's maybe try to con her into destroying evidence for that case, like con her into doing exactly what she tried to get the officer to do, and then catch her.
I'm not part of the crew, you tell me.
What do you guys think?
My concern is we don't know what her relationship with Canton Asper is, nor what she wants to do regarding. We don't know what the connection is. We don't know what she's actually planning and for what reason. I am curious about the fact that she's letting him drive her car. Is it possible there's a tracker on the car?
It's a state car, so actually, yes.
Okay, so maybe she's paying him to, I don't know, follow a route or.
Rainbow, can you get where that car goes?
I can probably try.
Actually, Rainbow, give me one more hacking roll.
I could also try to follow the car in my car.
We could do it old-fashioned.
Yeah, I have a specialty in driving.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. I've given you 2 opportunities. And
boy.
you take a plot point and get a complication.
The ones are strong.
Alright, so looking into Kenton Asper and Antoine Hopkins, you find Anton Hopkins' case, Kenton Asper is... there is nothing listed in the case about Kenton Asper. There is a number, there's 2 witnesses listed in the case that are listed as secret witness.
Is that even a thing? Is that like a real thing?
They don't have to tell you, like, I don't think they have to give you the names of the witnesses ahead of time if they're worried about
All right.
witness tampering.
And this
But
is
if they're on Crenshaw's schedule, then she'd have to be seen visiting them. And if she was sending Casper
Kenton.
their way, Canton Asper, their way, I think they might be in danger.
Alright, so when you give me that roll to follow him, which would be a, let's see, awareness mastermind. You can add your d6 for driving.
Alright, so awareness and mastermind.
Yes.
My alertness is dope. That's gonna be 10
It's all that nicotine, man.
plus us plus a d6 for
Oh,
driving.
Jesus.
Hey,
Okay,
all
so
right.
17. You absolutely kill it.
Quality driving.
All right, so I'm using I'm knowing where their route's gonna be. I'm going the wrong way, and then you're like, "Where are they?" And I pop out of the street. There they are.
Basically, he hits a dialysis place and helps a woman out of there into the car, and then goes back to his listed address. It's an older woman that you can assume to be his aunt who he lives with.
Huh.
All right. So
All right,
she's
revising my
landing-
theory.
She's landing Kenton
Yeah, I'm revising my suspicions too.
so that he can go pick up his grandma.
She does still have a burner phone, but
Is there any way that you could try to call the phone?
You could find the numbers on him pretty easily enough.
So continuing to follow, he just goes back to his address
Yes.
with her call.
Yeah. I know it's weird. It's like there's something that you shouldn't let happen there. What?
Shouldn't that happen where? At his house?
No, I'm just saying not that you should, like, that seems
That's fucking
abnormal.
bizarre.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, I think we should take a look at what's inside that car.
I
mean,
think
it's
we
got-
should take a look at what's inside Granny's house.
Alright, so you guys are going to go through a montage of breaking into Granny's house if you want.
Okay.
I was actually going to suggest sending Isabel in to impersonate a
Oh.
nurse.
No.
No?
So here's the thing. You
I'm not
guys...
going in there. Fuck that shit.
This is a bad idea. Just let the old lady live in peace.
You guys go over to the car. You see, like, nothing out of
Strong-arm the old
place.
lady.
I,
Tell us what we need to know.
at no point did I say strong arm the old lady.
Just
Strong-arm the old lady.
Or something lean
Shout
into
it
her.
out of her.
Ah,
She's
I
an
just-
old lady.
I'm just
She
angry
likes
because I
to
can't
talk to
smoke.
anybody
That's
who
what it is. I got a
shows
little bit
up.
of agita right now.
Yeah, because of your terrible heart, because of your awful habits.
Well, wait, now
There are worse habits.
maybe I could try to schmooze the old woman. I'm an old man.
You are an old man who smells of old man.
I do smell of old man and old man.
oh, no.
Could I try?
How
to
is
talk
your,
to this old woman?
No. This plan is perfect.
Dude, let's do it. Let's go for it.
I
I'm not stopping you.
Okay.
You're going in front. I am going around the back.
Yes. Keep an eye out for Druggy McGee, Kenton Asper, and if you find him, maybe give him a little. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
what's my job?
All right, so I'd like to go.
Kenton Asper is actually currently in county lockup.
No, I thought Kenton Asper had the car.
Yes, Kenton Asper has the car. Antoine Hopkins is in the car.
Antoine.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is what happens
Wait a
when I write down
Is this,
too many names.
hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I got the question. Is this... Wait, do we know anything about the old lady yet?
No, it doesn't matter.
It might.
It might.
We're
Things
gonna
could spin wildly out of control,
We're
you're
gonna
right.
make it matter. All right.
What did you first time?
So
She's
this
secretly an assassin.
is
Saying if she's a relative. That's
this
all
is-
I'm saying.
this is whose aunt? Whose great aunt is this?
This is Kenton Asper's aunt.
All right,
That's
so-
what I'm asking. If we know who the old lady is.
I have
Well,
no
That's
idea.
what I wanted to know.
So
Okay,
Alright,
that's
so-
what we at least are going and assuming.
Linnell Asper.
Glenell. Beautiful name.
But like, if she's holding knitting needles in a suspicious way, just watch out.
I'll give you the word, and then you just take it.
Yeah, just yell like tippy toe, or something like that.
All right. So I would like to go up. Put myself up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I look good. I check my pocket for my cigarettes. I don't have them, so I knock on the door.
Give me a grifter roll first.
Okay.
Please,
Grifter.
madam, may I have a cigarette?
Let's see, a grifter intelligence roll.
All right. So that's 1d8 and 1d8.
Mm. All right, so I rolled a 9 and you got an 13. So you will successfully get some information out of this. How do you... The door opens and there's an old lady. She is...
How old is she?
Oh, no, the door opens about this far as the chain is pulled. She is in her early 60s, we'll say.
All right. Okay. I'm about 50. You're only 10 years older. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
She says, yes, can I help you?
Oh god, it's become a seduction game.
Oh, you're goddamn right. That was my plan. But yes, ma'am, I'm terribly sorry to bother you. This isn't at a bad time, is it? I just had a couple of quick questions.
About what?
And I put on my best winning smile. Well, actually, I was just walking down the street here. I'm actually new to this area. Wanted to kind of get the lay of the land, and I saw that beautiful car out there in your parking lot there in your driveway, and I just kind of wanted to know where did you get such a thing? How much was it?
Oh, that's my nephew said he's just borrowing it from a friend.
Oh, that's your nephew's car. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. Well, that's fine. You have a beautiful home here, miss. And what is your name?
My name's Linnell, sir. Can I help you?
Linnell, I am Eli, and it is a pleasure to meet you. And I go to shake her hand.
Those fingers, man.
All right. You rolled well enough that the door does open and she shakes your hand.
Okay.
You notice she's got a big cross around her neck. She's dressed
Thank you.
nicely. Well, not extremely nicely, but she's dressed for the day.
Now, Linnell, I have just another question for you. Now, as I said, I'm new to the area, and I'm embarrassed to admit I do not know where the local church is. Could you, by chance, let me know? I would like to go to the next mass.
All right. Here's what happens. You get a 10-minute lecture on the church, the chorus, how it's actually very good, and
Yes.
several names of women that you should watch out for.
Oh.
And about 5 pieces of very good gossip.
Ooh, excellent. Okay.
You also get about her. She does let slip a couple things about her nephew. How he used to be bad, but she's been praying for him, and he's been acting nicer recently.
That's beautiful. That is wonderful.
How the word has helped turn him around.
As it does all of us, man. As it does all of us.
And you do see let's just for the sake of argument say you see a calendar on the back, and it has a court date written on it, and it's the same date as Antoine Hopkins' trial.
Interesting. Okay, so he may be one of those secret witnesses, which really is super conflict of interest. Or it says court date for him, or is it
Yes.
just circled?
It very clearly bright red marker. so that you can see it from the camera without zooming in too much. Says court date. Yeah. Let's see. It'll say Kenton Court.
Okay. Court date together. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. It has been a pleasure speaking with you.
Oh.
Perhaps I'll see you at the church sometime.
I hope to see you Sunday.
Oh, yes, you will. Do you by chance have a cigarette on you?
Oh no, my husband used to smoke, but he passed away about a decade ago.
Yeah, right. That makes sense. Okay. Well, have a lovely day. Bye.
Yes. So yes, you got some information. Yes, you're gone. The door shuts and she goes, and shuts the door.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. Nice. I walk away. Burke.
All right. Burke walks up beside him, goes, "Okay, so what'd you sex out of her?"
And I tell him about the court date, share all the information with her. And then I say, I still got it when I get back in the car. Get in the car, we're leaving. All right, so.
What are the other two doing while this is happening? Anything? Or are you guys going to go gather back up and talk?
Yeah, what are we thinking about a plan here to take her down? She's got some shady business.
I'm sorry. You guys, you do a little more research on her, and she, you find out about her boss, Ernest Stevens, the Allen County DA, who you come across a campaign commercial for him about him running for DA, and he's very proud of the death penalty cases that he brings up in the ad. The ad has him shooting at a target, that kind of stuff. Let's see. He recently publicly censured Miranda Crenshaw for her one of her presentations got a little vulgar, and he publicly censured her after a small outcry. And yeah, give me a hacking roll on him, if someone would. Hacking intelligence.
All right.
Jesus. Just generating opportunities, but it doesn't do much for you guys right now. Oh Jesus, 11. So you've killed it. So basically, you get everything on him. I rolled a 3, and you got an 11, which is crazy in the system. All right. Ernest Stevens, Law and Order type, centered. His personal finances are good. He's invested wide, nothing shady. You do notice the occasional dinner and hotel room for, let's say, conferences, where only a single room is booked, but 2 plane tickets are booked for him and his executive assistants. And he currently has a case in front of a sealed appellate court about potential misconduct.
A sealed case?
Yes. You cannot get information on a sealed case, as it is not available remotely to anyone whatsoever.
If only we had a thief.
You'd need to get into the courthouse somehow.
Or a grifter.
Or a grifter and a thief.
Hey, I can steal things.
I can also steal things.
That court case is in front of the Honorable Travis Branch, appellate court judge, who also seems pretty clean. Spends a lot of money on cigars, wine, and country club memberships.
Okay, so to get to that sealed case, I'm thinking that's gonna have some. I'm gonna circle that on my piece of paper, and I'm gonna write juicy next to it. I have a feeling that it's got some juicy info. Now,
much like Linnell.
In order to, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna be visiting her after this job is done. So, I'm thinking sealed case. In order to get there, we either try to blackmail him about the dinner and the hotel and shit. B, try to get into one of those dinners or hotel rooms and then do something, trick him, I don't know. Or C, literally steal it. Like, literally steal it out of the thing. I'm down with any of these plans. What do you guys think?
I think we steal it.
A surprising amount of court documents.
Blackmail is going to be weak as hell. I think we got to steal it.
A shocking amount of court documents are non-electronic in this day and age.
So we need to really steal. Ooh, court
Well,
heist.
so
Court
we,
heist.
we should bring a dolly just in case.
Oh no. Oh, do we don't. Does it have an like? Do we know anything of what it's called? Like, is it typed?
Does it have like a file number and or amount of
Please, for the
pieces
love of
handy?
Yes, you get the file number for it. We'll say it's L17632.
Okay, I
Hey.
can easily do the thief stuff. I think it should be.
Can you? High thief.
Yeah, I have thief's my second,
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
so
Awesome. All right.
I can do that. And I also have the thing where I can go in as an employee and blend in. So I think it should be me and Isabel. We should go in. So she's the distraction while I find files.
Smart. Let's do it.
All right, so I will need something from each of you. Let's see.
Can Bert be there with them just in case? Because I feel like
I imagine you guys
Going-
are at least outside in the van.
What's happening here?
I rolled 2 ones. So you guys are going up to the courthouse. Burke is not going to be in the scene right now. Later, you can spend a plot point to summon Burke.
I bought new cigarettes, by the way. In between, while we were doing stuff.
I
Eli
can't
won't
stop
be in
you
with
from
another.
doing that.
So this is just going to be. This will be while Eli and Burke were talking to Lynette.
Okay, so I don't have time to get my cigarettes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cigarettes
So-
for me.
What do you
Cigarette.
want for a thief roll? Is that alertness?
Give me alertness thief.
Okay. So that,
And there is someone there. There is a file clerk who is there and is very good at his job. And he is, well, yeah, because you guys need to get into a filed room for sealed court files. You'll need to get through a security checkpoint. Let's see, security checkpoint, a file clerk who's just like a crabby old man. And he doesn't seem very pliable, we'll say.
okay. Let's
Before we go in,
Mhm.
do some research on some recent cases that just like get some case numbers and file names and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. You guys,
Just to lawyer speak at him.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So just feel free to make up numbers and whatever, and he'll respond as though they're real.
Okay, we need them. We always need plot
It's like
points.
real.
I want to take my I never sleep at a D4.
Okay. All
Does
right.
Rainbow never sleep?
Yeah, Rainbow never sleeps. So Rainbow is going through security, and they're like, "You're gonna have to put that can in the. You're gonna have to put that can in the tray, sir." And it's a can of Nightmare Stallion. And instead, he's like, "They're like, you can't bring that through," and so he just, or she, sorry, she just chugs it.
Oh, fine.
Just threw it on the ground. It's fine.
I didn't
Oh,
even
Jesus.
get a 1.
Yeah, you rolled a 4 on your D4. All right, so you got a 12 on this.
I still get
Which-
1 point for plot point for using the
Using it,
D4.
yes.
Okay.
So everyone has distinctions which you can use against yourself to generate plot points, which you can then use to generate things later. All right.
I gotta look up what my things are.
All right, so you easily get through security with a handcart, and you're there as like a. What is your disguise?
An electrician.
All right, so you're there as like a electrician. Gotcha. You've got a cart. You've got a tool belt.
That's exactly why. Toolbox, the whole deal. You can slip a lot of things in with toolbox.
Yes, the electrician's cart is already covered in small things, so
I
it's
used to
very
play-
easy to hide things on.
I used to play Hitman all the time, and that was the go-to.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, put the pistols in the toolbox. Then you have 2 giant pistols. That was a great game. Or just the screwdrivers. Kill everybody with a screwdriver.
Why not? Yeah.
Different game though. Not the goal.
Not what we're going
I
for.
don't think that's what Rainbow's doing.
Rainbow pulls out the
I
screwdriver.
hope not. Oh god.
No.
She's going rogue.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected Courthouse Massacre to be the end of Act 2.
Well,
All right, so you're going to be able to get towards the file room, but there will still be a file clerk that someone needs to talk their way past or distract.
That's where Isabel comes in.
Yes. So Isabel, what's your approach on this guy?
Do an arm throw.
Just don't go for the desk, fine.
He's behind a glass. There's a little thing. There's a little like hole in the middle, and then there's a little thing at the bottom.
Lunge at him through the hole.
Yeah. Grab him and pull him into the glass over and over.
Have you been playing too much Mortal Kombat?
It's the current Mortal Kombat. Is there a point where you could just fight a guy who's behind tempered glass?
That's the hardest level. It's impossible.
Huh. That file clerk's unbeatable.
He just keeps asking you politely to leave. It's terrible.
Sir!
I'm calling security.
Finish him, bureaucracy.
Anyway.
Sorry, Isabel. I apologize.
What's your approach on this file clerk? He is a very round man. Basically Stanley from The Office. We'll just do Stanley from The Office.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Isabel is like got her hair up in this like super messy bun with a pencil stuck through it, and is carrying just like this crinkled yellow legal pad with all of these case numbers written on it. And she's like, okay, my boss needs me to research this.
He looks up from his half-finished crossword. Yes.
I need information on these cases, and she starts like rattling off names, just one right after the other.
You get through the entire list of them, and he says, I'm sorry, what was that first one again?
Oh boy.
All right, roll. Jesus. Yeah, I'm rolling low tonight. So give me that grifter intelligence.
All right.
Because basically, yeah, you've got him beat.
Oh wow, you did it.
So basically, he just looks at the list that just gives him a... And then just starts typing on his computer, looking away from the area where Rainbow has to get through a door.
Okay.
All right. So Rainbow is at a door that is locked. It is well locked. It has one of those like numbers, keypad things, and a key.
Oh, it's both.
And a physical key. Or
Yes.
physical lock.
Yes.
I was gonna ask if I could hack it, but if it's
Nope.
both, I'm gonna have.
This is a
Do you
courthouse.
have thieves' tools?
Thief. Yeah, it's all
Oh,
thief.
Yeah. Do you have proficiency in thieves' tools? Did your background supply them? Oh wait, wrong system.
1d8, and I'm assuming alertness again.
Actually, this would be agility.
Agility.
Actually,
Yeah.
they have those little guns that you can just slot in.
Those don't work because
Okay.
they're not cinematic.
I don't know, you ever see Bored to Death? It actually turned into a great plot device all the time.
I haven't.
Oh.
Starts
okay.
off slow, but it's really good.
So you have generated a complication
Oh,
generated more than a complication.
and failed the roll. So the lock does not open, and you get a complication. Let's say, yeah. So let's see. You need a complication right now.
I could never get in.
Your complication is a janitor with a bucket. Who's like, excuse me? What are you trying to do here?
I'm supposed to be doing some electrical work, I believe, unless I have the wrong room number. Hold on, let me find my work order.
Yeah. All right. So Isabel, he starts like printing them out for you, and he goes, so any others?
Holy shit.
Isabel flips the page on the notepad and starts rattling off another list.
All right.
I'm sorry, but you know lawyers, they have me research all this because they can't do their own damn work, and you know.
All right. Give me another. You're dealing, or sorry, Rambo is standing right in front of the janitor right now. How do you want to continue?
I will pull out a work order form that's got the number for this room on it, and I want to try to convince him this is where I'm supposed to be.
Give me a. You're trying to convince him, so would you call? Well,
It's probably gonna be grifter, which is not my best, but
you can use your disguise to your advantage. I think somehow. I don't know how that works.
Can I use Archangel to throw you an extra die?
Hey.
Can you?
When I'm in voice contact with a member of my crew or any other member, I can spend a plot point and give you a die to any other member of the crew.
Okay, but what is that die? What are you telling him that will help him through this?
The book never said what kind of die it was, so I guess
It'll be a D6
I think it would be their choice there.
as you knock over your.
yeah,
who fell?
System. So I guess I'll hear what's going on. Shit, he's just a janitor, right?
Yeah, just a janitor standing there. Now here's the thing,
Until we roll so bad so long, he becomes a ninja.
That's true. If they roll enough complications, I make their lives hell for it.
You make an assassin.
Oh, do you want to go grifter, or do you want to do something else? Like, do you try to convince him, or? Yeah, he's a janitor. He's got a huge ass ring.
Got the keys.
yeah, but that doesn't get him off my case. That
is true. All right, well,
You could just start throwing a bunch of like computer jargon at him and make him be like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I would say if I can throw, because it would still be grifter, but if I could throw you a die, I could be like, just start acting a little bit frazzled. Tell him that you need to get in this room. Tell him that you're already running late. And then just start naming off all these random crazy computer systems and how they're malfunctioning and how it's all going to fall back on you because you got like
and just start talking louder and faster.
Well, especially if you cater to the whole. He's a janitor. If you cater to the whole thing of, I guess I should talk in character voice. If you cater to the whole blue collar sort of, he's a working class person. So you're like, look, man, I've had this job for 6 years, but they're already starting to lay people off, and I really just need to get in this room. And I was supposed to have a copy of the key, and I don't because somebody else didn't do their job. And if I go back, they're gonna be pissed. You know what I mean?
All of this scene is shot in Lynette's foyer, where there is a plate of cookies in front of him, and she's in the kitchen getting like a glass of lemonade, and that's when he's like talking into his.
Lovely, thank you. Listen, cookies are great. And I'm looking for cigarettes or
Nope.
There's any.
There's
I can't have cigarettes, I need whiskey. One of the two. And he took my cigarettes, so look.
No, she doesn't drink. There is an ashtray, though. You clearly sitting next to an old, nice armchair, which she did not let you sit in.
I'm so sorry. We're not in the Rockford files right now.
Sorry.
Where are you? You're just like
Where
outside.
cigarettes and whiskey were plentiful.
All right, so we're gonna need that grifter roll eventually.
Okay, so willpower, grifter.
Then plus a d6 from
the Archangel.
Okay, so that's a...
Actually, make it a D8.
Nice, and that's my.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you did win, but you do generate a complication.
On your damn D8.
I have another thing that I can turn complications into assets.
Do you have any plot points?
No, that was my only plot point. I never generated any.
It's fine because I'm sitting on a mountain of plot points right now.
Rainbow's just gonna have so many options later. All right, so you generated another complication. That's 2. And the complication is he's like, listen, I'm not supposed to. They don't even really let me in there, except supervised by Jones. But Jones is, as you can see, helping the lady. So he punches in a code on the door and opens it for you. And he's like, just be quick.
Oh my god! Thank you so much. I shouldn't take long at all.
And your thing means he can't remember you later, right?
It's let me say connected. You're posing as someone of no consequence in a scene where the mark or a supporting character connected to the mark might see you. Include posing. If you later need to pose as someone else or try face action, the mark can't. So basically, if I walk back into the courthouse, nobody's
gonna call you on this.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just need to figure out what that complication is, but I'll get around to it. I'll bank it for later.
The janitor is an alien.
Janice is actually the detective.
Actually, I think I read that book. Yeah. My janitor is an alien. I think I got it at a Scholastic book fair. All right.
I remember the book you're actually referring to, and my
Yeah.
God, it was surprisingly scary.
It was a creepy book, and there were like 3 of them.
Yeah.
It was weird. So anyway, this was pre-Goosebumps, people. So, I'm a little lost today. I haven't had any caffeine. So,
It's a bummer.
yeah, I'll live. All right, so you're in the room. There is just like the most boring file room of those plain wooden boxes on the most basic of shelves. There is an electrical box in here somewhere.
Okay.
Do any of us know anything about court stuff and like how to talk you through it? Because I imagine you are at a loss, right? This is not a computer. I don't like it.
It is a filing system.
It's a
so-
filing
It is a filing system,
There'd
and
be
I'm
like a
assuming I
master
have
legend at the
numbers.
front.
No, there would not be a master ledger.
No.
Okay, well then there'd be something
Hold
on
on.
the side of each.
I think
Michi's been in this room before, I think. So
I mean, you would still have the case numbers. Sealed files just mean you can't get any details on it as a public figure, but they still have to have case numbers so that people who do have access can actually, like, find the file.
yeah, so there'll just be like those big white boxes with case numbers written on them. And yeah, so you've gotten through this door. You get in and you see a box of case files with this with the L17632A
Okay.
right next to it, and it says what was that other name? Cowling v. Stevens, which.
field case.
Yes. And there is Cowling v. Stevens A, Cowling v. Stevens B, Cowling v. Stevens C. You expected like a small file. This is boxes of files. It looks somewhat like evidence is in there as well. Like sealed evidentiary examples, but not the physical evidence, but like pictures of it.
But they're all labeled the same?
Yes. As though this case was much bigger than you had expected.
Okay, I'm gonna need to start taking pictures of stuff. I'm not gonna try to sort it out here. I just want to take as many pictures of my own as I can, because I obviously don't want to be taking this out of here. That's a bad idea.
All right. Actually, this would be an I'm gonna give me a roll to get as many pictures as possible. Give me a hacker agility.
Okay, I
I
can
know
do
it's a
that.
weird combo, but to get as many as you
I
can.
get it. It makes sense.
It does, within the limitations of the system.
Yep. So you're looking for as much.
That's
info.
better.
I rolled a 6. What did you roll? It didn't
I'm
come up for me.
11. I got an
Where?
11. I've got an 8 and a 3. Might just take a second for you.
There we go.
I'll just refresh it. So yeah, no complications. Okay, good. So you get these documents. It looks like a lot of this is witness statements, and you hit upon a couple of the major things that that Mr. Cowling, who is Son Cowling, his name is S-O-N as a first name, Cowling as a last name. You don't have time to look this up right now, but apparently he is appealing a case where he filed for a retrial on terms of a Brady violation of itself, which would be, evidence withheld. And he's trying to get a new trial. And the trial that he lost the first time is a death penalty case. He's currently on death row. And he is appealing that. All right. As you go through these, you see a bunch of witnesses. And what would be a confidential list of witness names includes Kenton Asper. Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it includes Kenton Asper as a witness who testified against Sun Cowling in this murder case.
So they are trying to kill Cowling legally.
I think they're just trying to kill his career anyways, move him out of...
Well, Sun Cowling was also a drug addict with a number of drug convictions and like an assault conviction. He was not a great person, but it appears that his trial might have been tainted by some bought and paid for testimony.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
All right, so
wow.
Is Miranda Crimeshaw's name on any of this?
Yes, all over it. She was the assistant prosecutor on this one.
Stevens, the DA?
And Stevens, the DA, personally did this one himself.
These people doctor their own court cases in order to get the shit that they want. Fuck that. Alright.
Yeah, like I said, research for this is sometimes very depressing.
Well,
Alright. Well, so we...
as I'm leaving
That's good
the room,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, like, just before I open the door, I'm just gonna, like, Eli, you done fraternizing? I need an exfil.
You need a what?
Exfil, I need you to come pick me up.
Exfil! Exfil! Oh, what?
So,
Exfiltration.
oh, an exit?
He needs to get out of there!
This is the actual conversation that's happening.
Can I be like parking out front at this point?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna walk into the front door of the courthouse.
You see a security setup.
Okay, I'll go through. I don't have any guns or anything.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna walk in and.
Oh no, you need a destination. Where are you headed?
Where is Isabel currently?
Isabel's at the clerk's office.
I'm going to the clerk's office actually.
Okay, they just send you through. It's good enough. They check your ID. They write your name down.
We know how security works.
Yeah,
Whatever,
we do.
bye. So I go in, and I see sort of where the janitor is waiting, where like Rainbow.
The janitor is still in the hallway, but he's not at the door where Rainbow is.
Okay, but there's I have eyes on him
Yes.
and on Isabel.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stand, go to the middle of the room and go, my heart, and fall down. Ah! Ah! Get out! Ah!
All right, give me a. Oh damn.
Pierce
Oh.
Bloodborne Classic.
Yo, I'm old. They're gonna fall for it.
Give me a hacker. No, not a hacker. A grifter.
Okay.
A grifter vitality roll.
What
Oh,
the
God.
fuck? Okay. In case I actually have a heart attack. Oh no, these are not my best.
Let's see. You gotta beat a 10, or gotta beat a 7. You've got 5 so far. And if you've got any distinctions,
I did it.
okay, you got a 9.
Get my
Didn't
distinction.
actually die.
He doesn't have an actual heart attack.
Can I use?
Go
can I
team.
use Gambler, can I use Gambler at a D4 because I'm in the middle of a fucking courtroom and they could arrest me if I was.
It's not a courtroom. You're in the middle of a courthouse. But yeah, I'll let you.
I
'Cause
have
this
It's
is
a
a.
little conspicuous, just let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Let me roll a D4.
You get a plot point, but roll that d4.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 4. So hey,
But I get a plot point, so whatever.
yes. So that
I'm gonna
that
take
happens.
this opportunity to
Guard it
slip
with
out the
your
back
life.
door.
Yeah. Rainbow gets out of the office with a lot of information and goes out the back.
All right.
Let's see. Isabel is now carrying like a stack of files. That's pretty much from her arms to her like eyes. And
Just sneaking out.
just walking out the front door.
with all the people around me, I want to go. Like, does anybody? I assume.
Oh yeah, people rush over to you. Someone grabs. They say grab. One of the officers comes over. One of the court officers come over, and they're like, "Do you have heart pills?"
Yeah, I do. And I take a Tic Tacs that I have, which I peeled the thing off. Oh, I feel better. I could really. Thank you. I think I'm good. I think I'm all right. Whew, sometimes they just sneak up and get you.
You rolled so well. Yes. All right.
Does anybody a red I could borrow?
They all look at you like, "You should go home, sir. Maybe you should take the rest of the day. This is a no smoking facility."
Oh, I hate 2018, and I leave. No smoking facilities. All right,
Yes,
I get in the car, upset, and we drive away.
Eli is a time traveler, in that he spent 20 years in jail. So.
Yeah, and he doesn't like how the world is now.
All right.
So.
You crazy motherfucker. All right.
Gambling.
So you guys assemble back at the office, I'm assuming,
Yes.
Yes.
and you talk about what you found in these case files.
Yeah.
The case files show a couple of witnesses that Sun Cowling's lawyer claims were paid exorbitant amounts for their testimonies, including like being able to skate on some charges in exchange for testimony, and he was not allowed to mention that to the jury. And his position is that the jury would have returned a different verdict, and basically, Ernest Stevens' response to that is it does not respond to any of the individual charges, but just says none of this would have changed the jury's outcome.
So he's basically like, who cares? Shut up. Like when they say this isn't right, this was illegal, he's like, whatever.
He just says, well, it wouldn't have changed anything. Let's see. Yes, sorry, I've got to. There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
So the question: does Stevens know that this is Crenshaw's pretty much standard operating procedure?
Oh yeah, Crenshaw is his number two.
Okay.
From this point, he's kind of arguing.
This is coming from the top down, then.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Oh.
So we don't have to worry about not bringing him down too.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about preserving him. Though the judge in the case, you do see a bit of transcripts from the case where the judge is kind of tearing into Ernest Stevens.
Really? Into the DA?
Yeah.
Who's this judge?
The judge is. Let me get his name back up. Travis Branch. He's the appellate court judge.
Travis Branch.
Yes, Judge Travis Branch.
And so he is upset at this?
Oh yes, he's.
We have found our silver bullet. Or at least the gun for which to fire it.
Also, no, that's not it. Okay, sorry.
Judge
Let's see. Here's the exchange.
level.
This regards. Oh, and he's claiming that it's all needs to be sealed because it's witness protection and confidential witnesses. So none of this information should be released to the public,
Mother.
and all of this gets sealed very easily in Indiana.
Okay. Now, this judge already knew about this because he was the one arguing about it, right?
Well, the judge has yet to release his verdict on the appeal. This case is being dragged out for as long as possible, it seems.
But this judge, Travis Branch, knows about all this shady shit.
Yes.
And was really pissed about it.
Yeah, he seems to be very oppositional, and
So if we can bring the
transcripts
judge
of him
proof of their behavior, then he can take care of this whole mess. It destroys Crenshaw's credibility and gives our main guy a chance back at his career.
So we gotta catch Crenshaw in the act of doing this. So I think we need to maybe if we disguise ourselves as Kent and Asper, perfect. We got her.
Oh, we don't have
So-
Mission Impossible masks. That's
Oh,
not.
shit.
That's a different.
All right,
Yeah.
good call. Good point. I didn't know what y'all.
But we know where that man lives,
Yes.
and we know his sweet, sweet grandma.
Yes, we do.
His sweet,
Oh,
sweet
God.
grandma.
I had no idea Linnell would be such a big character in this
Don't be
episode.
kind of screws in on my territory there.
I would have cast a better an actress. I can't remember her name all of a sudden.
Betty White.
No, this is an old black woman. God, what I'm basically the nurse from Scrubs.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes, the older black nurse from Scrubs. I don't remember her name, but she's
Laverne.
always Laverne from Scrubs.
Yeah. Perfect.
and then her twin sister after Laverne died.
Did they really do that?
That was in the later seasons, yes.
Oh man,
It was
Aloma Wright.
very
is the
sad,
actress.
and then half a season later, they introduced the twin sister.
That's insane. Aloma Wright is that actress, and she's great
So
in everything. But yes,
so we know where Kent and Asper lives, and we know where they do their trade off for their part. That still is I don't
The
understand.
car thing is still
Can
confusing.
anybody understand what's going on with that? Like, did we search the car? Did you end up
the car didn't really have anything in it. It was just
son of a gun?
apparently the DA's office just lent him this car for a week.
Maybe that was part of his deal. Like, y'all give me a car for a week. And
I
I
don't
was
think
like, what do
that's
you want?
standardly part of a deal, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, he could ask for probably a lot of different shit. Like, just give me a car. I don't know. Fuck it.
yeah.
If we, weird, man.
Oh, yeah, I'll say that.
Then does anybody have any ideas on this? Like, I'm thinking if we
If we can lean on Canton,
Kenton's definitely the
appeal
weakest
to his
link.
better nature,
But could we get him to?
which doesn't seem impossible if what his grandma's saying is correct. If he's trying to improve his being.
I'll tell you what. If he probably won't give us all the information, but what he can do is lead us to where we can like see her, catch them in the act.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like maybe he can tell us when the next time they're gonna like. I don't know. Do they meet? Do they talk about this? This is so strange. Like the court stuff. Like how do they work? Do they work this in her office? Like
Well, no, clearly that like the first place we saw her was like in a back alley behind her gym.
Oh, here's one thing you could do. Kenton's phone. You know his phone number for certain.
Rainbow.
Alright.
Yeah, you could tear into that.
Yeah, tear his phone apart. He's got one of them Smartens.
He does. So give me a hacker intelligence roll. I've generated an opportunity for you if you can take advantage of it, but I'm not sure you can.
No, I don't have
Any
any
of us
ability
have
like
that.
that.
Yep. All right.
Oh my god.
So you have rolled 2 1s.
You're swimming in those plot points.
So you take a plot point, and I get a D8 complication.
Absolute maximum amount of PP. The most PP.
You know what? This is perfect. So, Rainbow tries to get into his phone and can't do it. She's gonna just get up real frustrated. So, like, throw the mouse, like, on the computer, and she's just gonna grab her jacket, and she's like, I gotta go see someone, and she's going to leave.
Okay.
Wow.
I love that scene. Yes,
Can
fantastic.
you grab me some cigarettes while you're gone? You're gone. Alright. Alright, I guess. It'd be flat for someone else to get me some. It'd be flat.
All right.
It would be
So-
nice.
Yeah, so what's your next step? We're gonna do one more step from you guys, and then we're gonna...
Do you want us to do something and then come back to you?
I'm gonna
or do
leave
you wanna
that
go
hanging.
right to your scene?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that hanging for now.
Okay.
'Cause
All right. Cool.
I got 6 plot points here, and I need some stuff I'm gonna be able to spend it on later.
Okay.
Jesus,
All right.
already? Wow. You've gotten 6 different ones? Jeez. Or 5.
4 ones, and I used the D4.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That would have been perfect if we could have sent him a text from her phone.
I mean, you could in the future. Remember, you do flashbacks later.
That is true. That is true. Okay. All right. So then we want to lean on Kenton, right?
Or you could pursue a different angle. I'd say leave Kenton for now. What did you want to... Is there anything else you wanted to look into? Anyone else you wanted to talk to? I'm trying to think, because I think the Kenton angle is about where he's going to go in a moment.
Well, like Travis Branch, but like there's nothing he's gonna tell us that we don't already
Here's the
know.
thing: you might also want to try to get closer to Miranda Crenshaw, because right now you don't have any idea what she's doing.
Yeah. But
So maybe getting to know her a little better.
she
Would
does
be
the
the
Krav
gym.
Maga classes. Krav Maga classes.
Yeah, I know.
You are the new instructor.
Oh, I'm instructing it now.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Unless-
You and Isabel. That's a perfect combo. Because
All right.
she can grift while you
Because
punch her.
I
Yes.
have no idea how to instruct people. I mostly just know how to hurt them,
I
which I
believe
guess
me.
is Krav Maga.
If it's Krav
So
Maga,
I should
yeah,
be fine.
it's the same. It's all the same thing. I figure.
I think
Actually, my friend does take Krav Maga, and it mostly does sound like, okay, you got hit. Don't do that this time.
this is how you learn.
Yeah, it does not sound like fun, but it does sound like it's a workout.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, all right. I'll be the Krav Maga instructor.
We cut to a scene in the gym of Burke. Burke's not Israeli, right? That's Burke's Irish?
SAS.
Scottish?
She is Scottish.
All right, yes, he was SAS. And so you've got this big Scottish woman teaching a class, basically asks for volunteers and selects Isabel.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Well, you got fighting, so this won't hurt.
Yeah. So you're going to demonstrate a throw with Isabel.
Okay.
Or teach Isabel to do a throw.
Actually, it would be like a grapple hold takedown.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're starting pretty advanced.
Well, no, this is not.
I don't-
Not the beginner class.
No, so okay.
All
Come
right.
at me.
How does Isabel do it?
I was gonna come at her.
All right, both of you, give me a hitter strength or agility. Strength or agility, your call.
Slap her in the face. No punches. Just whack. What the fuck? Why would you do that?
All right, so that's a 10 for Burke. That's a-
That went exactly as I'd
and
hoped.
that's a 6 for Isabel. So Isabel, runs up, goes to make a move, and Burke just kind of catches her and just, rams her down on the ground. And then
Ow!
arm right in front of the throat, and looks up and says, what does Burke look up and say?
Oh, I would be
Teaching.
looking
You're
down at her.
Well, yeah, you're looking at the class.
Oh, okay. All right. What did she learn?
Then we'll cut to the end of class where everyone's a little bruised and sweaty, and
Beating on her for an hour.
let's see. Miranda Crenshaw is right next to Isabel. So what's Isabel gonna do?
Oh God.
She likes Krav Maga. She likes the Bahamas. She likes. I want to basically read
Jesus.
off all this. She goes to that church. I have heard some nasty bit of business about some of the ladies. Talk about that later.
Hey, why don't you just stick to your law clerk persona, where you might have something you can actually talk to her about?
Also,
So that's a
do remember that self-help is something she's very into. So you've got a number of approaches here.
Yeah, I just want to list those.
And in the back pocket is the church stuff.
Church stuff.
It's a different church. You know what? Why would it be a different church? It's the same church.
It'd be,
Smallish town.
yeah.
No, Fort Wayne is the second biggest town in Indiana.
Not in my mind.
It actually has the most churches
No
per
Terre
capita,
It has the most churches.
as well as the most strip clubs.
Then that is awesome. What an awesome combination of things to have. I love
It's a terrible place.
Beautiful.
That's where my wife's from.
I mean, only if they're all in the same strip mall.
There's
They're
that
at war with
thing
each
where
other.
like an adult store closed and like a religious store moved in to the same place.
This has actually brought up a very
And
good
vice
point.
versa.
I think I know my future business endeavor where I will open up a combo. Come to pray,
It's called
stay to play.
something for everybody.
It's a little something for everyone. Everyone gets a little something, something. All right, I'm sorry.
Within His Covenant would be the name of it.
Oh, God.
I feel gross. So,
None of us feel great right now.
all right.
Anyway,
Do this approach.
Isabel, how's
Do you want to make her your friend? Do you want to like bond over getting beaten up by the new vicious instructor?
Oh yeah. So Isabel's gonna just be like doing some stretches and just go, gee, she didn't pull her punches.
Well, that's why we're here. And she's like rubbing what is clearly a massive, like a forming bruise on her arm. She's like, yeah, well, that's why we're here, I guess. Gotta learn to take them down. Take them down hard.
You know what that guy says. The pain is just weakness leaving the body.
Who says that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I don't know.
What that guy said?
Dude,
She's
it's
like,
that guy. It's that guy that's not that other guy.
Anthony Ribbons.
That one, yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, he does a board of nails walk where people lay down on a board of nails instead of running across hackles. All right.
Other people walk on top of the people who are on the board.
That might be a bit much. No. That's where I draw the line. No, that's not. All right.
Say
So,
this for something else.
you build a rapport. Give me a let's see, should we do D8? You give me a grifter willpower to form a bond with her. She rolled a 12. So if you have anything to add to this, you might want to try to add some things.
Let's try to add cocky at a D8 to that.
Okay.
Because, Isabella's just sure that she's going to be this woman's friend.
Gotcha.
And then rip her apart later. It's fine.
This is Isabel's favorite game. All right, so you got a 12. You have actually failed to raise the stakes, actually. So this will go like a combat kind of back and forth.
She's better than we thought. I guess she's pretty sharp.
Yeah, she is. She's very sharp. And she talks to you a little bit about the thing about... What does she talk to you about? Oh, Jesus. She talks to you a little bit about Jesus. And how, how she thinks there needs to be, that there's a real crossover between, the self-help people and Jesus that's not being, fulfilled right now.
Oh,
So if you want to give me another grifter roll, the stakes are currently at 12 again, but you may attempt to raise them again or retreat from this interaction.
Oh,
So,
God.
how are you gonna come back?
Can you use any of your distinctions?
Yeah, you see her starting to lose interest in you when you stop listening to her talk about herself.
Oh, God. femme fatale wouldn't really apply here.
You don't think that would. You don't think it would.
No.
You don't think that's her
Too
angle.
T's a C to go there.
Yeah.
I guess we just. Yep.
All right. You can back down if you want.
That's probably a good idea because that's high, and I'm not rolling great.
Wait, I had an idea, but I don't know if it'll help at all. But it was just an idea that popped into my brain.
No reason not to try.
She thinks that the angle of public speaking and religion, I don't know if this would ever help us. But
Tell her
public speaking,
Tony Ribbons is coming to the church.
not maybe, but not Tony Ribbons, or like an up and coming, like someone who could easily like, oh yeah, he's a pastor, he's a preacher, and he is a self-help guy. But I don't know how that would help us. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
me or Rainbow could play a self-help preacher. But I can't in my brain.
I'd love to see Rainbow do that, but I don't think
this would work at all.
All right.
I actually think I have an idea which would involve the computer, and it would basically be like what Dwight did in the season of The Office, where he ended up giving a speech that was full of like from history's greatest dictator, and it just kills in the room.
Like everybody loves it.
Like he just starts borrowing famous phrases, famous inspirational phrases from an algorithm. That's how algorithms work, right?
Sure. So if you give in, you will create a complication that will last for one scene, the next scene, and you gain a plot point.
It's up to you. Your call.
Yeah, we're gonna back down for now.
All right. So you give in on this contested action.
Yeah.
And her personality just like overshadows you, and she loses interest in you. As you guys, yeah, we'll do that now. As you guys are like leaving the locker rooms with your bags, the TV is on, and it's a report that says local judge fired for breach of contract.
Let me
And
guess.
a news story comes about Travis Branch being fired for breach of contract.
These people got to be put down. This is a little out of hand now. They're just putting away judges and cops.
And at that, we will go to a commercial break. So we will also go to a commercial break. We're going to take a 10-minute rest, use the bathroom, stretch your legs, be humans for a little.
All right.
All right. I recommend you all do the same, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes.
We are back. Hello.
Hello. So, as we return from commercial, the crew has just discovered that a judge that they were going to use to put down a corrupt DA and his assistant just got fired for a breach of contract, which seems very nebulous and kind of out of nowhere. So, what is the crew up to?
So,
Can I find out the details on that breach of contract?
Yes.
It would not have been covered in the
No, because it's a breach of contract that they don't have to talk about much. And to be honest, it probably shouldn't have been a news story. However, it's one of those things like TV would not have reported on this. But you know, it needed to run across the bottom of the screen.
TV is amazing.
Let me see if I can find the real story. I forget why. It was
Actually,
a Supreme Court justice fired him for a breach of contract. The contract was not revealed. He disputes that it was that he breached the contract. There's the story. Yeah. Oh wait, that's someone else. Someone else lost their job.
I mean, that's what would be in page 7 of section C of the newspaper the next day. So.
Yeah, I mean, local judge removed.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is out of a job. I'm trying to find it. There it is.
Do we know
breach of contract on a personnel matter? There are rumors that it is a harassment issue.
Harassment issue.
Yes.
And before anything else happens, we sit Eli down and we explain the last 20 years of gender politics to him, and
Hey man,
just
that
catch
shit
him up to
really
speed.
just not cool anymore. You can't be doing that. All right. Well then,
I see.
So I'm just trying to catch up on a story I forgot to read today.
no, not out.
Okay.
We must defeat Miranda.
Also, you guys find that Sun Cowling, his execution date has been moved forward.
Did another judge pick up the case already?
Yes, there is another judge.
So some that was dragging behind is now
Well,
picking
no,
up
that
case.
that hasn't happened yet, but they have assigned a new judge, but that judge hasn't issued any ruling yet.
But they did move up the execution date.
They have stopped postponing the execution date, pending the results of this.
They want this guy gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want him dead. Is there any way that we'd be able to talk to, like, split it up? Someone talks to Branch and someone else talks to Cowling. I don't know how this is gonna help us though, unless because we already have all the juicy shit.
You have some of it, but do you have? But is there something else happening?
I don't know if we have. I think we still need more information if we're going to do a takedown.
Well, in that case, I think we do need to talk to Cowling. Can we reach him?
Yes.
Be his
Is
new
he
attorneys
reachable?
or something.
You can contact his attorneys. Will take a meeting with you on. Let's just say you guys put together an Innocence Project cover story.
Okay.
Okay, so we're pretending to be like, all right, we're here to help.
We're reporters.
That's a good one. Okay.
You have a podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
okay,
we also
well,
explained to
that's
Eli
you
what a
two
podcast
together
is.
then.
Who wants to go do that interview? I figure we should do Judge and him at the same time.
I feel like a podcast would definitely be a rainbow use
think so.
thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to go talk to Cowling?
Isabel public radios it up.
Right. Then you two both want to go tackle Cowling, and me and Burke will go talk to the judge.
All right, let's start with I'm trying to think which will be. Let's do the Cowling scene. All right. What are you guys trying to discover? What are you looking for? What do you think you might find? You are. The scene just basically cuts to you guys in the jail cell with his lawyer and him and you guys and a guard. Not in his cell, but in an interview room.
Okay. So Rainbow's setting up recording equipment, like legit recording equipment.
Yeah, because it's been thoroughly searched. Because this is a death row inmate.
Right, and also Rainbow actually wants to record this conversation in case they do get any dirt. I think that so. Most of the questions probably have to be Isabel. I think what we really need is we need to know why his case is so important.
Okay. So give me a. This might be pretty easy to find, actually. But now that you've asked the question, give me an awareness, mastermind or hacker, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Probably hacker, because you're a hacker.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you blew this out of the water. So,
It turns out you're an amazing interviewer.
Yes. Rainbow just knows. Actually, Rainbow calls up the Sun Cowling's initial conviction, which is for the shooting of a man who was a local politician, whose wife then went on to become a state senator. In the wake of his death, she ran, like he was a local alderman, and he was shot in a basically a holdup. Like he was shot during a mugging and passed away, and his wife then used that to become ran on that and is now a state senator. Yeah.
Presuming she is a tough on crime.
Tough on crime. She is a white woman. Sun Cowling is a black man. This is Indiana.
Pro-death penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Isabel might have some questions that she can ask to get us some information off of that.
Okay. Do you have some of the questions, and I will give you everything I can think of.
If you want help, I can try.
Yeah. Anyone can.
You're talking to Cowling? So we already know the basic case.
Yeah.
Has he spoken to? Does he know Kenton or Anton Asper or Anton Hopkins, and has he been approached by Miranda Crenshaw at all?
He was not approached by Miranda Crenshaw. He did know Anton and Kenton. They all went to school together. The same local high school. Within the same 4 years. So they hung out a bit. They weren't super close, but they weren't boys, but they were buddies. They knew each other.
Did Kenton help put him away?
Kenton did. Kenton testified at his trial.
That kid, man. That Kenton is in the middle of all this shit. He's like their knife to go after all these people. He's the one that they use. Basically, just probably says whatever they want him to say. Ask him what he wants for his last meal. No, I'll do that.
No, but things are not looking good for him. He's not in a great mood, but he will, yeah.
All right, so we know.
What kind of odds do his lawyers give him?
With this new judge, they thought they might have a chance, but the new judge, they have no idea.
At one point, they were actually hopeful.
Yeah, at one point they were hopeful that they might not be able to get him off complete, that they would be able to get him a new trial that would prove him entirely innocent of all the crimes arrayed against him, because they threw every charge they could at him.
Yeah.
And did not offer a plea deal.
Okay.
And then, but judge, the judge branch was very much about, like, they were like, Judge Branch was like a day away from issuing a ruling. And we are very certain that that ruling would have gone in our favor. That at very least we could have gotten a retrial and reduced it down to just a normal jail, like, not a death penalty case.
So, what is his alibi for this case?
His alibi for this case is actually that he was high. That he was on heroin. Heroin knocks your ass out. Yeah, heroin.
Bars.
Yeah, and he was like in that immediate area, but he wasn't there. But he was high as shit, and like he thinks he saw Kenton, and you know wasn't very cognizant of what is going on. I mean, Sun Cowling also has other convictions for, you know, drug use and whatnot, but didn't have a history of violence in his record. He was like, yeah. And so he did have enough drugs on him to put him away for a long time.
So I would actually like to use my talent, Takes One to Know One,
Mm-hmm.
to figure out if he's lying.
I mean, what does the talent do, if you could read it?
It's you can spot a liar better than anyone, mostly because you're pretty good at lying yourself.
Yeah.
When you're trying a notice action to judge whether someone is lying to you, you add a D8 to your notice action.
All right, give me a grifter alertness.
Okay.
All right, so his total is 6. What is your total?
7.
7. So you succeed. I know it looks bad, but the way the D20, we're using roll 20, and the way it does things is imperfect for our means. But yeah, you've won. So you know for actual certain, this is a man with nothing to lose. This is a man who doesn't have anything left. Like, his hope is all but gone, so that he has no reason to lie to you. What he does tell you is he thinks he saw, like, he was strung out next to a bar. He thinks Kenton saw him, and he's rather sure that he saw, heard a loud noise, heard the shooting, went to look in the alley, and saw a woman in the alley. But when he says that, he looks like he was told not to say that ever again.
How long ago was it?
Let's say 7 years. I mean, death penalty cases are normally dragged out even longer, but yeah. Evan's still muted in case he didn't know.
I didn't know, I'm sorry.
Because I thought you said something.
I said they do take a long time.
Yeah.
Mine is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah, because that's how that works.
Also, I think my camera on the stream, Nerdy, is cutting into half of it. Taking over my face.
Oh, yep.
So strong.
Yep. Now it looks like you're just staring over it. It's fine. Okay. So anyway.
Just slowly moving. Get out of here. Alright, you think we're gonna get anything else out of him? Pretty fucking useful. I want this Kenton guy.
Is there anything else you want out of him? What more could he give you?
Or do you guys want to save it for right now, in case?
He asked why he thinks he got rolled.
Wrong place, wrong time. Black man, Midwest. He doesn't seem like the smartest guy. Like, he's like, I'm not an addict anymore. Because, you know, prison. But, you know, I could have sworn I saw someone with, like, red hair, but, you know, I was high.
Color's Miranda's hair?
She has, like, a brunette hair. But, on saying the red hair, that does trigger, what was her? State Senator Lily Greenberg, whose husband was shot. Does have red hair.
She got her husband shot.
I
So she
think
could run
that's
it.
a good place to kind of cut away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or should we have just cut that earlier?
No, I think that's a great place to cut it. Just
Yeah.
I think she had red hair, and then
Boom. Yes. All right. So we're gonna go over to Judge Branch is at the country club.
The country club.
Where he goes to
Alright.
smoke cigars and drink wine.
Yes.
Look what you can do.
Try to stop me now, Bert. All right. So
Surrounded by old men who are gonna die soon.
that's right. That's exactly what I
Uncomfortable.
want to be. That's right. So I put on my best Panama hat, and we go into this country club. I don't know what a Panama hat is.
I have a Panama hat. It's
I
not
also have a panel. Hang on.
Yes. Burke is wearing my Panama hat. I'm making sure that she blends in. I blend in because I'm old and an old man. But
Well, you look a little disheveled when you get there. Do you take a moment to like neaten up? You like button it, straighten the tie, put on the good suit jacket.
looks like he's gonna go see Lynette. It's fine.
yes, it's a Jurassic Park hat.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
I bought my Panama hat in St. Thomas. I know, that's confusing. But entirely right.
So we're gonna head into this country club. Burke, what do you want to be? What do you want to be going in under the guise as?
If you're going in, you don't have to, but you can.
Are women allowed here?
Oh yes, they are as of 1995.
Well,
Wow.
don't I feel privileged? Alright.
All right. So
I mean,
well
and
then,
it
yes,
technically just said it, too.
I will wear whatever medium weight, light color suit and vest combo that Kate Blanchett usually wears.
now, odds are he's not gonna want to talk to us about shit like this, unless we get him good and plastered. Then maybe he'll actually open up. But we need to be somebody that a judge would talk to about this.
You need to be someone at a country club that someone would talk to.
Burke, you are my bodyguard
Sure.
because I can I be a senator? No, they would know senators, right?
They know senator.
As a judge might know state senators.
But what about like a wealthy donor?
Philanthropist. You know what that means? Nothing. That means
I have money and I throw it about.
trust fund. Fifth generation trust fund kid.
I'll be a philanthropist.
I give money to get tax breaks.
There you go. So I'm gonna head in there, and schmooze my way over to the bar. I'm sure there's a bar.
He's in in the executive bar lounge, which you can easily get into, and there's not a ton of people there.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over to the bartender, and I would like to. Ooh, do they have some nice cigars there?
Yes, they have it. Actually, he's in the cigar room, and it's the only room. The room has a vent in the top, and it's got its own humidor. And there is a person there who will cut your cigar and give you a wooden match, because apparently you never lit a cigar with a gas lighter.
That's right. They'll explode. So I'll take a fine.
Only the Acme.
Well known fact.
I'll take a fine, totally not Cuban cigar.
It could actually be Cuban. They do have some Romeo and Julietas in here,
Nice.
which is all I know about Cuban cigars.
And I want to have the man light it for me. You know.
Yes.
Actually, no. As I walk in, I go. No. Could you hand her the match? She needs to light it for me. She's my official cigar lighter.
As you wish, sir.
I take the match and matchbook. It's not any fancier than.
Yeah.
It's a box.
Okay, box. Yeah, because it's fancy. I light it. I hold the cigar very carefully for him and then move the lighter a little bit past that.
That's fine. That's
His
fine.
eye.
That's fine.
And then I light his cigar.
Oh, I think we might have lost video on some of us.
Oh, jeez.
I know, it's a fun night.
All right.
And I order a martini, making
Yes.
sure that it has both a spear of olives and also that it is long stemmed, none of those little ball ones, because you never know when you'll need a stabbing implement. Or two.
I'm looking at Burke as she eyes up the glass and the sharp thing, and just she kind of shudder. And I want to start working my way back over towards. He's sitting in a chair. This judge.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like beautiful. I want to say Edwardian, but that probably
Beautiful
doesn't
judges.
mean what I think. Like the kind of chairs you see in rich people's houses that no one ever sits in.
Ah, yes, of course.
Big high back numbers. Or...
Big high back with the big like lumpy bit. I'm so bad at this. And the it's like a burgundy leather with like gold, maybe not gold, but like a good gold painted wood at the bottom.
All right.
Mahogany, a rich mahogany.
So I'm gonna make sure I take a seat right, like next to. I guess we have like probably a little table.
Yes.
On our right where we can put our drinks, and we're just going to sit down, smoke for a bit, and.
Next to him is a bottle of wine in a glass.
How deep in the bottle is he?
3 glasses in.
Mm.
This is what makes him happy, and he is having a bad day.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. We celebrating, or we in a depression, friend?
I don't know that I've seen you here before. What's your name?
Well, no, you haven't.
I
My
love
name is.
doing that when I'm the DM.
Making me come up with a name.
Yep.
Name is Murray, William Murray, and I am a some say I'm a philanthropist. It's a fancy word for meaning I got more money than God, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it.
Good line of work if you can get it.
Yeah, well, I'm one of the lucky ones. What can I say?
Yeah.
And you are?
Travis Branch. How do you do?
Nice to meet
He
you.
shakes your hand, yeah.
Travis Branch. I know you. You was just on the news. They fired you for something. So I guess we are not celebrating.
Just trying to take a bit of the sting off.
Is that the best bottle?
It's the best bottle at hand.
Garçon, bring us the finest bottle on the young lady's tab, please. My associate, yes. Thank you. And I want to look right at Break. Thanks.
They bring you out a very fancy bottle from a very fancy vintage of a very fancy red.
Ooh.
That goes very well with the cigars you're smoking.
That's lit.
Yes. So, is Burke smoking as well? Was Burke having a cigar as well?
Burke is not having a cigar.
Okay.
All right.
Burke is just playing around with the cigar snippers.
Every now and then looks over at Eli, snips it a couple of times.
Just as Eli gets a little too cocky, just snap him in half. So I'm thinking time passes, the bottle goes from you know what I mean, and then a little bit lower, and then we're just kind of like
yeah, you're having a good time with him. Give me a grifter willpower roll.
So that is grifter 8, willpower 8. So it's 2d8s.
Yep. Oh, I did that math wrong. Hold on.
Bad.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to apply to this?
You know what? Old and stubborn, because I have a feeling so is he.
Yes, he is.
Old and stubborn. So what would that be? Another D6?
What do you? Is that a distinction?
Oh yeah, it's set to D8, I guess.
Is it?
It
I
says
forget.
8 or 4.
So use it as an 8.
Okay. Nope, not great.
Okay. So the conversation with him continues. You're having a good time, but you're not getting him to open up a lot right now. You get the feeling like he's kind of a little put off by you. He seems to be a little less. He's not really he's not as arch conservative as some of the people you expected and have run into around here.
Right. Okay.
He's a little more laid back. So you were going in a bit law and ordery, where he was put off by that.
Yeah. So am I able to do anything more? Did I ruin it?
Yes. You didn't. You could give in, take a complication out of plot point, or you could continue to push.
We could use that plot point, but I can try to.
Though you will have a complication on this next action. It's kind of like a fight action in this, but it's not exactly a fight action.
All right. So, shit. I wanted to try.
Oh wait, you raised the stakes on a face action. Okay, you set the stakes, and I have to raise them. So you're
Mine is a
6.
6. Yeah. Beat a
Let me roll and see what I get. I got a 5 and created a opportunity for you.
All right. So in us talking,
Yeah.
I want to basically explain how, you know, this world's full of bullshit, man, and you see it, but when you got all the money, that's when you really see it. That's when you really see how fake all these motherfuckers are. I got 5 friends between fucking every state in the country, and it's all just bullshit. What they done to you, I can tell you're cool. That was some bullshit what happened to you. Doesn't seem fair, doesn't seem right, doesn't seem just, I guess. You know, I know some people. There was a senator that I know. Yeah, probably have the back of people like you help you out. Did you ever think about fighting it?
I'm gonna. This is wrong for termination, clear cut.
Damn right. Damn right.
But
You can win, right? I mean, you're a judge. You know? What do you need to win?
well, they said I harassed a woman, and I did not.
Well, did they? What woman?
One of an intern from a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
Apparently, they have a written statement and use that as an excuse to fire me. I shouldn't, part of me wants to contact her, but I feel like that would be the worst thing I can do.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I talked to my lawyer, and he said that he would investigate, but that's going to take some time.
Yeah.
It's I'm having a bad day, but I don't have the worst day. There's a gentleman about to have the worst day, and it's because I took too long. I like the truth. I like getting to the heart of things, and it's not something that's easy around here often. And I was hearing this case, and it was just dragging on and on. The DA was just dragging it out, and I didn't end it soon enough, and it's gonna lead to a man. Not a good man, but a man nonetheless, dying. Because this state loves the death penalty. You know, for a state that has so many churches, it's also really in love with killing people.
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, I put out what's left of the cigar. It was a pleasure talking to you, friend. We weren't really able to get any real information out of him, huh?
He tells you a little bit. He can tell you a little bit more about the case. Stevens was.
I didn't want to risk having to roll again. So
Yeah.
so I'm
Stevens was making the case. You rolled well enough. Stevens was making the case that it doesn't matter because the guy still would have gone to jail, and therefore the death penalty is still warranted. Where Branch was going to submit a written like he was going to rule in favor of Cowling, and it was going to remove the capital conviction or retry the capital conviction, as opposed to, he probably would still be in jail for all the drug charges and everything else they threw at him, but he would no longer have been on death penalty, status.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask a question as I don't know anything.
Yeah.
These people were to get caught with some of the dirty dealings, and it seems like they're doing, it does seem like they're doing it, mind my saying. So if they were to get caught red-handed with these dirty dealings, you're back in a job, right?
I don't know. I still got, this allegation's got to be addressed, and that's going to take time. But, they even went so far as to say they had a secret witness file, one of them said once. And
you gotta look at it?
One of the assistants to the DA mentioned it yesterday. And I immediately demanded it, and now I'm off the case.
Isn't that interesting?
I can't help it.
We have that, right? We have that. That's
No, you don't. A secret witness file. A secret witness file might be in the DA's office.
Son of a bitch.
And would, if it would be like them keeping a ledger of their actions with different witnesses that they have paid, that they have excused, that they have given lesser sentence.
DA's office or the DA's assistant office?
You're not sure. It would be in their main office. You don't know. But there was a third judge, there was a third assistant who mentioned it offhand, and when he did, Stevens shot him a death glare.
Okay. That's probably all I want to learn from this guy, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what else you could get from him at this moment. He's always here for flashback reasons.
I kind of more just wanted to see his... Yeah, I would say let's cut right to Ian Burke walking out. I'm shit, because he doesn't like looking like that or wearing shit like that.
Yeah.
While we're leaving, I'm going to be like, did you have a good time, Burke? God, I fucking hate cigars.
I have one now.
I'm gonna get in the van.
All right. So you have now heard of Senator Lily Greenberg. You have now heard of a secret file. You might have a couple other things. Does anyone have something they want to do? Some question they want to ask someone else? Something they want to flash back to?
Well, do we want to steal that file, or do we want to have that in a flashback for the takedown?
I think the takedown will pretty much be you producing the file. But how would we do that stylishly? That's the thing. How do we write this like a TV show?
Well, hold on. Well, we don't have enough yet, right? We never caught them doing anything red-handed. Is that paper trail? Not going to be enough to put them away.
I figure you catching them doing more things red-handed would be the flashback.
Oh, okay.
Would be you guys being in the right place at the right time.
Good call.
Unless someone else has a better idea.
And Rainbow has already taken care of the Canton angle.
Rainbow's done something. I'm not totally sure what Rainbow.
Canton
Not
angle?
entirely sure.
Oh, Kenton. Yeah, we don't know what Rainbow went and did.
Yeah. All right.
Do we want to talk about what Rainbow went and did?
Do we want to
See-
save that for the finale?
See, that I would kind of want to save that for the finale, but I could try to work it in here.
All
Here's-
right. Well, then,
here's
here's a quick line. All right. I don't feel like we've got enough. If we can get anything off of Kent's phone, I will go and seal with him the old-fashioned way.
He is a criminal.
Unless somebody has a vague detail they can tell me right now to stop me.
That's not where I went. So it
Oh,
seems like a
alright.
good.
Well then, so do we? Do you want to do your thing, Rainbow, or you want us to go hit Kent in the face?
If you didn't want to go and do that, we can do both. Like, both is an option.
Yeah, let's do both.
All right,
also
so-
only have one plot point.
All right. My feeling is based on his treatment of his dear grandmama, his dear sweet grandmama, that maybe the guy is trying to turn a corner. So I'm going to just go and talk to him as an intimidating person who is also a straight shooter.
Okay.
I assume he is hanging out at whatever creepy back alley we saw him at last time.
He is hanging out at a strip club.
Do you want?
Oh, hey! Who
Wait.
wants to come with me to the strip club, everybody?
Burke, did you and Isabel want to go be good cop, bad cop, pretend that you're building a case against the judge and the DA and all that? The DA's
Sounds
assistant.
like fun.
I mean, he's already a witness who turns. He's gonna think that he's protected. We're not gonna be able.
We
to
could we could lay a bit of leverage on him.
Nice. Just an idea. Like remember how we played the FBI? We
Yep.
could be like the cops this time, or be the FBI again. It's up to you. But pretend that we're gonna take down the people above him, so he might run scared, run right to us.
We could say we're federal attorneys.
Ooh, that sounds official. I don't know what that means.
It sounds like we could be building a case against state attorneys
Very good. Very good.
who are exhibiting increasing amounts of clearly lawless behavior.
All right, so you guys are going to approach him in this setting. It is one of those classy places.
Nice.
Yes.
One of the church strip clubs.
That's true. This place, yes. One of the church / strip club / wing joints. It has an excellent buffet. There are plenty of people working. He is spending money quite freely when you show up.
I say we each sit down upon one another's side of him.
Who's approaching him this time? Is it Burke and Eli, or?
Well, it's Burke and Isabel would be able to fake lawyer chat.
So Burke and Isabel show up in like business swear, right?
Yes, we are both Scullys in this case.
Does the strip joint have a name, and can it be Long John Silver's?
It can't for copyright reason. Because that's already a place.
Very idea of that.
It can be called Long John's.
Long John's. All right.
And weirdly, it's got quotes around the John.
Why does
Well, they
that?
don't
And
do
around
prostitution.
long, it's fine.
They don't do that kind of sex work. They've been raided a couple of times just for having that name. All right. Now I'm just playing with my mouse, and the cat is attacking me. All right. So yes, you go in there. He is basically like acting like he's living large. He is throwing good money at a couple of dancers. He's drinking very nicely.
Interesting.
He seems to be spending kind of freely. Living like he's got it made. What do you say to him?
Well, you're opening us up here.
What are we trying to do here?
You are You are there because you are building a case against.
Yeah, we are claiming that we are federal prosecutors building a case against Crenshaw and Stevens, and that he is basically a small pawn in a much bigger game, and that we already have the information we have on him. You know what? I'm just gonna just start saying this to him, but sounded in a more lawyery fashion.
All right. You can give me. You're gonna say it lawyerly, or you're gonna say it intimidatingly.
Well, that's what Burke thinks lawyerly is.
All right. What is?
It's just to say something quietly and slowly and looking dead in his eyes as I say it.
I think the better tactic would be for Burke to be like, "Hi, I'm Name with attorney blah blah blah's office. Would you like to step outside for a moment?"
All right. So give me a grifter strength. Give me a grifter strength.
Who, me?
Yep.
Okay.
Because no lawyer in their right mind would have this conversation in the strip joint.
He doesn't know that. Grifter strength. That's a 6 and a 10.
Fine, he's been spending a lot of times in courtrooms lately. You might know some shit.
That did not go great.
Okay, can I spend a plot point to throw a little something to? I want to give Burke a device that might help this along. A little like a pad that looks legit, like it has the information that would be this case on it.
All right.
What about a legitimate business card?
I think technically it's supposed to be a gadget, so
It would be that thing I sent you, or whatever. Did you
Yeah.
get that thing I sent you?
All right. Now that's gonna give him another die 6, right? Or look at the
D8.
skill. D8.
D8?
Yes, it's D8.
So what is the gadget you give him?
It's like a iPad or a Surface or something with and it has what looks like they've built a legitimate case, like to the
So what it will
layman.
have? Okay, what it will be on it is an iPad with a picture of him meeting with Crenshaw, getting the car keys, and then driving away in the car.
All right.
So add that D6. You did still generate the complication, so take a plot point.
Yes. All right. So I less intimidatingly, but still
10.
staring straight
Good
in
one.
his eyes, because that is how I know how to talk to people.
He says that's not normally what I go to the alley to do, and like gets up and walks out towards the alley, where you follow him, I assume.
I follow him. Yes.
Is anyone else in that alley waiting, or?
Isabel would probably be waiting, posing as the attorney,
Mm-hmm.
because that would make more sense.
So Isabel's like in a nicer suit with like a briefcase and is like filing her nails, looking at things dismissively, like,
Yeah, like
why am I standing in this filthy alley?
she's got a tablet, is like pulling up files.
All right. So go ahead and give me the con roll. He's gonna get some major negatives. Okay, so
jeez.
he rolled a 4 because he rolled 3 1s. So I have opened up
Yeah.
3 opportunities if you have anything for opportunities.
I do have slip of the tongue.
Okay, that is a thing you do, isn't it? I
Yeah.
forgot. That makes you. But now you have to roll your grifter. Willpower. Grifter willpower. I'm not gonna say like grifter strength or grifter agility.
I mean, it would basically be the same thing.
Okay, grifter willpower. Okay, so you've rolled a 14 total. You have smashed this. You have gotten everything. So basically, he starts like
Breaks down.
he gets real scared.
Yes.
He gets real frightened about like you start telling him about the penalties for perjury, and how blah blah blah, big fish little pond, blah blah blah. So you've got him. He also lets slip that he was actually there during the shooting of I need a new first name. This is why I have a list of random names.
Shooting the
Barry
guy.
Greenberg.
Harry Greenberg?
Sure.
Yes, Harry Greenberg. He let slip that he actually was there,
Okay.
and that he was threatened.
All right. He was there, but he did not commit the shooting.
No,
All
But
right.
he saw who did.
he saw who did.
And
It was not Son. It was not Son Cowling.
Shocker.
I know.
All right.
So of course, one of the things that Isabel would have pulled up on the tablet would have been a recording program.
Of course.
oh
Of
yeah,
course.
yeah, you guys are definitely both.
So
Um,
it's gonna be like, can you describe who did the shooting then?
And did you want to cut it there?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. You guys are gross.
All right. So, do you
I feel
guys?
Isabel's almost sadicted. A
Seductive
sadist.
or sedictive? Sedictive.
Right? Yeah, right. It is
Addictive work.
sadistic.
Sadistic.
Sadistic, but not like physically, like sadistic, like mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Now he's falling
She
apart.
put the brain worms in him.
That just keeps happening. Like she keeps making people break down. It's like, yeah. Awesome.
It's a skill set.
All right.
Is it one of your distinctions?
No, but it could be.
It could be if you wanted it to be. All right.
Playing with a mouse, like.
If you want to make cat and mouse your distinction, I'm fine with that. But it means you're probably going to play with a bad guy when you like toy with
when you shouldn't.
when you shouldn't, and it might
Oh,
backfire.
absolutely.
Which is why it would be a great distinction, because all your distinctions should have a risk.
Oh yeah.
Or you push somebody too far, you know what I mean? They're like, and they push it out, and it's like, oh, it's got bad. Drive them mad.
All right. So, do you guys need any more? Do you have any more things you want to do before the takedown? Because I think the takedown's going to roll real quick and be mostly flashbacks.
I think I'm ready for the takedown. I'm ready to. I'll kick the takedown off if you want.
All
Please
right.
stop
feel like-
clicking the pen. Thank you.
I feel like you're sitting on a mountain of plot points, so I think that makes sense.
I feel like we're sitting on a mini episode of Rainbow.
Yeah, you know, you should link like some backstory shit into this.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's what I've been.
Boy, here we go.
Okay, so we're gonna start the takedown. How does it go, Mastermind? How do you guys want to talk about how the actual takedown is going to happen? Who's getting taken down and how?
Yes, because I don't know. I have no fucking idea what to do.
So, do you want me to tell you all the plot, all the points? Give you a.
Well, so here's what I've got so far.
Mhm.
Miranda Crenshaw and Eugene Stevens, right? Eugene Stevens.
Earnest, but yeah.
Asshole DAs who suck. I wrote who suck, and who keep lying and tricking and forcing people into false shit.
Yes.
We've got Kenton Asper, who's in with them, and now we've got his fucking confession.
Yeah.
He has all the dirt on all the dirty shit that they've done, because like idiots, they've used him over and over and over again.
Using him more than once, probably a mistake.
Huge. Now it is. We got him. We have Travis Branch, who's pissed off but can't really do anything because he's fired currently. Is that whole thing going on? Cowling
Pointed
is
us
not-
towards the secret informant list.
Oh, that's right. You guys didn't.
That was the whole point of him, that we never went and got that. But we can do that in a flashback.
Or did we?
Or did we? You don't know this, audience. You don't know it yet.
Because we haven't figured it
Because
out.
we don't know.
Because I don't know.
If we haven't figured it out, you definitely haven't figured it out.
Okay. I think I figured out how to get it.
Okay.
And it's okay. So yeah. So we have all that. Did I miss anything? I feel like I missed
You got Senator Lily Greenberg.
right. She's dirty deeds, done her deeds. She has killed
We
her
can
husband. or
absolutely
something.
place.
Somebody
at the-
killed her husband. She probably had him killed or some dirty shit.
And you've got Sun Cowling on death row. You've got Frank Torres out of a job, but to be honest, not much you can do for him. Antoine Hopkins is on trial now.
Yeah, we're like whatever to him.
And
Right.
you've got Linnell going to church.
Yes.
And-
Church.
Sweet, sweet Glenelg.
And all the drama over there it entails.
Oh God, church gossip. I don't know. So that's all our things in play. You've got the list. You've got evidence, linking all kinds of stuff. What boulder are you gonna push?
All right. I think I'll. If you all let me, I think I'll not. I don't have to start it off. You can start it off, Rainbow. But I'd like to tackle the evidence thing. I only have one plot point, however.
So
I'll let you guys spread them a bit, if Rainbow has any left at the end of.
I have a few to spare.
Yeah, I think I have a few to spare, and I think the takedown is just gonna be us
Oh my God,
proving
Cat,
that they're paying these witnesses to make their cases.
I don't know where we would do that or how. Like, there doesn't in this setting there doesn't seem to be a convenient place to do it. So like, maybe.
Isn't that why
What
we
is-
want that file?
What's up?
That file. That's why we want that one file, right?
That one file is some serious damning evidence, I guess.
We know she'd be at the gym for Krav Maga class.
She'd be at a Jim Krav Maga class. She'd be at a self-help seminar. She'd be at in a courtroom, but we can't do that.
church. You also could loop in. You guys could. You guys have looped in the FBI at the end a bit, at least once before. Have you done that twice? I think maybe twice.
What called
Yeah.
in the FBI?
You know, we've manipulated the FBI to our favor a couple times.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you want to keep going to that well. You also have the reporter you've gone to before.
I have a senator that I haven't talked to in a while. Or what was he? He wasn't a senator.
He's a New York senator.
No, he's in New York.
He's running for Senate, or looks to be running for Senate in New York, whereas this is Indiana.
Yeah, it's not gonna help us.
Yeah. And Plucky Journalist was all over the place, but
I honestly really don't know. Like, where would a good spot be? So like,
this is
Local would be on their side. So.
oh yeah,
well, local news is local news. I mean,
No, local law, I said.
oh, local law. Yeah, Frank Torres told you a lot. Like there is a lot of bad people
Yeah.
in that local.
What about Stadies?
States is a bit harder to no, not harder to corrupt, but
I mean, we also already have the setup to basically do a podcast, which we could leak to the local media.
you could NPR it.
NPR!
NPR the shit out of it.
what's
So-
that?
National
NPR?
Public Radio.
Wait, what's that?
We're-
Saved it.
so you're basically going to pull a serial.
Yes.
You're going to produce.
It's
Oh,
super.
all right, I love this. This is what we're doing. You guys are going to produce a 12 episode podcast. Doing
Oh boy.
Is this why we haven't seen Rainbow in like 14 hours?
Setting this whole
Yeah,
fucking
Rainbow and Isabel are just like in a back
just been
room.
off there, just
Isabel's in a recording studio with like the big phone. And when we spoke with him,
Here's what he had to say.
here's what he. Yes. There was an SNL skit about podcasts.
It was Serial Book for Santa, right?
No, it was like the podcast.
Oh, it's the podcast awards. Yeah.
Yes, everyone talked
I
like
thought
this.
I thought for sure Liam Schreiber was doing Aaron Mankey from Lore until I learned, oh, apparently a lot of dudes on podcasts just talk like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Aaron Mankey.
all right.
So
So what's the setup for that? How are we bringing that to a way that can hurt them? Is that like a public thing? We just make it out in the public, or
you basically podcasts are easy. You can throw them anywhere. But you need promotional background stuff and to sell it to NPR. So basically, we'll bring in. Trying to remember all the NPR names I knew retired.
we could fake it. We could just
I know, but their names are so fun.
Ira Slass.
Is that one of them?
I was just thinking of Ira Glass.
Myra Slash? No, that's 2. Let's see. God, NPR hosts. That's what I need to Google. Let's see. Melissa Block. Neil Conan, he's a classic.
Neil who?
Audie Cornish is my favorite. Is she
Cornish.
Audie Cornish, the host of All Things Considered. We're going to use Audie Cornish
Awesome.
because I like her. Yeah. So Audie Cornish is she's the host of NPR's All Things Considered, an award-winning afternoon news magazine. And you guys are going to bring it to her, like she's going to talk about it in the terms of this hot podcast that no one had heard of until today.
Yes.
And somehow she has an interview with Sun Cowling's lawyers. And so we will go through her talking to... The show would be her talking to the lawyers, bringing up plot points of the case.
Well, we
And
flash
then-
back.
You flash back into you guys either discovering that point of the case or something else. It's up to you.
Let's roll.
Does this seem to be working?
I think so.
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
to be
I don't
working.
think any of it would hold up in court in any way, shape, and form. But
It might later, but
Right
it
now
will
it's-
at least cause investigations.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it'll at least point people in the right direction.
Yeah, it will rain down
They'll be
shit on
like,
these
how
people.
did they get that information? How? You know what I mean? And then when they look into it, oh, it's true.
And actually, we'll go to... Actually, it will be Miranda Crenshaw and Ernest Stevens. How did they get that information? How?
Nice, nice.
Yes, so go for... who's got an action they want to use in their flashbacks. So, Rainbow, let's start with you.
Do it.
Okay, so where Rainbow went, what we come into is Rainbow is in like a top 4 office of some attorney, and I'm going to be spending a plot point for an asset to create an NPC for this.
Done.
And she's actually just sitting in somebody's desk, with feet up on the desk. She put like an envelope up there, and she's like playing with like a snow globe or something, and she's just waiting. And the name like on the desk is Alex Moore, which is actually Rainbow's last name.
Okay. Is there a picture on the desk of a young woman not entirely dissimilar from Rainbow and like her father?
Yes.
This will be a like slightly younger Rainbow with like a natural hair color and like no glasses, as opposed to the current Rainbow with like, you know, bright hair and glasses. And
Yeah.
all right. So that happens.
And so yeah, I'm just
Do you want to keep doing that and then hit someone else and then keep coming back?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be cooler for your,
Yeah,
Alright.
go for it.
for your like big reveal.
So who's got something else?
I was thinking for the files for this, in order to get into this files, are their offices, Miranda Crenshaw and the DA, are their offices on like the same floor? Because
Yes,
these
they would
files-
be on the DA's office would be on the same floor of the city building or the county building, which has, you know, county police and whatnot.
Okay, so I'm taking Burke with me, and here's what we're doing: we are in the building. We are in the building disguised as maintenance men, and we
Maintenance people.
maintenance people. That's cute. Yes, maintenance people. And as we're in our like jumpsuits or whatever, we're near. Each of us are near the different office. If there was 2 offices, because we
Yeah.
need to get there, make sure. While I'm walking by, I trip the fire alarm, so people just start filing out. And
Yeah.
as people file out, we're like, oh yeah. As soon as the coast is clear, we both look at each other. We take our tool bags and we just bash the handles in with hammers through, because we're not fucking thieves. So we're just wham, slam it, walk in, throw the fucking place around, find what we need, and go out the fire escape and make our way down. Like, just
All
fucking
right.
just smash.
All right, smash and grab it is.
Yeah, literally just stealing their shit.
All right. Give me a hitter. Give me actually a thief strength or a hitter give me a thief strength from both of you, and you can apply any distinctions you feel like. I think you both have a distinction that's just like straightforward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Old
So.
and stubborn. I have gambler.
I will just add that.
And this is
This is a
I
gamble.
have
could I throw the gambler on there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's I'm sorry, hold on, I need to go look at what they are. A D6 and strength. Right.
Yeah.
It's 2D6 and a D8.
And you gotta beat a 7. Okay, so you got an 8. And Burke, give me one of those as well.
Alright, a D6, a D8, and a D10.
Alright, you've generated no more complications. Okay, so you guys do that pretty much flawlessly. Like, bam, crash. You each grab, like, a bunch of things out of there. Do you repair the doors on the way out, or?
No. Should we?
Burke does, because we're going to use that straight shooter positively, and she's just going to pull it in. Screw
Alright,
a couple of things back in.
Yeah, we put him back.
Realizing
on.
she had a screwdriver this whole time, it would not have been hard.
Mine's a little hinky because I just sort of leave it like that.
You've got like
It doesn't
rusty
matter.
pocket knife that's doing nothing.
Yeah, as Eli walks away, the door handle falls back off.
Did it? While I was in the office, did I find a pack of cigarettes?
You didn't roll that well.
Son of a.
Wait, whose office did he go into?
Miranda's. She's a health nut.
Nah,
so
she
probably-
wouldn't
Yeah.
have him.
No.
Actually, we show Burke finding a pack of cigarettes, like in the top desk drawer of the DA's office.
Son of a bitch.
All right.
So we found one of us holds up the folder, and we leave.
Yes, it's full of shady dealings.
Fuck it, we're thieves.
You are. All right. Let's Rainbow. Give us another.
We're just not usually such direct thieves.
Okay, so
Do that more often.
yeah, he eventually walks in.
Mm-hmm.
He's surprised that she's there. And she smiles. She's like, "It's good to see you. It's been a while. I need your help. I need to know everything you have on Miranda Crenshaw." And basically, he's a top defense attorney. So the idea is that he knows his opposition. He knows how she works. He knows everything she's been doing to win her cases.
He sits down at his desk, checks the back of it for like a USB stick.
He knows you.
Give me a... No, you know what? You don't even need to roll for this, because he sees no, like, you didn't try to hack it, sits down, turns the computer towards you, and hands you the keyboard.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right.
Do you need to roll for anything?
No,
We're good.
because I like a good scene like that. Isabel, what are you doing to push this over the edge? You've got the Krav Maga class that you can exploit. You've got a couple other things you could do.
In her gym bag.
Something you threw in your gym bag. Something you got from the file clerk.
What's her name?
You got
Ooh, something you stole out of Crenshaw's gym bag. I'm working gym bag angles here. It's the last time we were really in close proximity.
So.
Did you clone her burners?
Yes.
Ooh.
All right. So give me a hacker agility. We'll say. Are you any good at agility?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a hacker agility versus 6.
Can you?
Okay.
You got that thing I sent you thing? Isn't that a hacker ability? You got
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say
Rainbow can choose to do that if
I'm
she'd
gonna
like.
yeah. You know what? I still got plenty of plot
Points.
points, so I'm gonna throw one.
So Isabel gets another. Did you get that thing I sent you? D8.
Okay, good. That's 2d8 and a d4.
Ooh.
All right. During this, you don't generate more complications, I think. So, but you got a 12, so you easily beat this. You got all 3 secret cell phones. You only knew of 2. You turn you're like click click. Oh, I think I got. Dun dun doo doo doo, and then you like grab the third one. The third one was how she was communicating with other people. The third one was the setups phone. The other one was like one for each individual witness she was talking to at the time.
Excellent.
All right.
They all just have pieces of tape on the back that one says crimes, misdemeanors, setups.
Secret hookups.
You find me an easier way to keep track of burners.
Actually, there's little bits of nail polish. There's like different colored nail polish on the back.
Clever.
Yep.
Fine.
But they spell out exactly what you said. They spell out those words. Perfect.
When you tilt them in the light. So, do we want to hit another rainbow scene, or?
How many more you got?
I don't, yeah, I mean,
No, because you got quite a bit out of that. You spent 2 plot points to make that a persistent
yeah.
a persistent advantage for you guys. A D8 that can be hit at least once a scene. All right. So let's see. Does anyone have anything else they do to push this? Because you still haven't really brought in the senator.
What senator?
Oh,
The one who
Greenberg.
shot
keep
her
forgetting.
husband.
I keep forgetting about her. I don't care. I hate these 2 people so much. I'm like, all she did was kill her husband.
That's fine.
And set someone up for it, yeah.
Whatever.
And
But,
get that judge fired.
you know what?
Okay, wait.
What if?
Go ahead, Rainbow. If you have
Okay,
something.
hang
I
on.
was
I was
gonna,
gonna work.
I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna
say
work the Glendale.
if another rainbow scene could be me using my father to get access to the senator.
Definitely your father. There's a scene of a fundraiser of some kind or political event where your father is talking and he introduces, this is my daughter Rainbow, or oh, this is my daughter.
Yeah. Hi, Rainbow. And this is probably the only time anybody has ever seen Rainbow in an actual like
cocktail dress
or anything. And none of you will ever know about it.
That wasn't there.
What about Son's lawyers going to Crenshaw and Stevens, and Crenshaw and Stevens deciding to save their own asses by giving up Lily Greenberg? Senator Lily
Their
Greenberg.
asses are not saved. Their asses are grass.
Well, obviously, but like it's a level of grass versus save.
Like they're gonna
You
try.
have the landmark case of grass v. save.
I guess we'll see how the final rolls turn out. I feel like that's a final roll kind of situation.
I thought it was ass versus cast versus grass.
One of the rare 3-way legal system,
The branch is the different.
which is another strip club.
The legal deceit.
That one's big among the legal profession.
That one's right next to the courthouse.
I still think, man, church.
Actually, that would be called the judge's gavel.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry. So, yes.
Hung jury.
The hung jury would be...
Yeah, I feel like these are all gay clubs.
Yeah. Long John Silver's. I imagine gay old men. That's what they are. Long John Silver.
Interesting, thriving gay strip scene all
In
around the
Midwest.
courthouse.
In Indiana.
Yeah,
Less surprising than you'd think.
yeah.
You learn something new.
So,
Well,
bitch. All right.
No one's parked out front of them, but the lot out back is full.
Of
All right.
course it is.
Yeah. Oh,
Zing!
Anyway, that's
Oh,
the
there.
only way I can
Walked
think
right
of.
into that one. All right. So
10
we got
minutes
this
ago
done.
before we just started naming gay strip clubs.
okay, pull it together, people. We're almost there. I feel like we're like
we got
one or
this
two
done.
things away.
We got the two DAs because we have their key witness.
Who is heavily
have the
featured
secret
on this
file.
hot new podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the secret file. Could we cut back to? I don't know if he'd want to. I was gonna say, could we cut back to me talking to the judge and saying, like, there's a great new podcast I know about where people can talk about shit just like this. But I don't think he would, because he's probably gonna try to play this close to the chest and try to get his. Like, I don't think he wants to be loud right now.
Here's the thing: you could, as you get up and leave that scene, leave the secret file behind.
Oh, holy shit! All right, in my brain, I didn't think that we would have it chronological, but that's not.
Yeah, chronological doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter. So, you know what?
Got it when we got it.
I'm sitting there. I pour a little bit of wine. I take my last drink of it, and I'm like, "Well, Travis, I got to say, I got to be going, but I do hope things work out for you. We need more people like you in the system. People who know which way is up, for Christ's sakes." And I kind of sit up as if it was like in my back pocket or something, like all rolled up, and it's just on the seat. And I get up and start walking away, and he finds it, and he goes to like,
Hey, you. Wait. What?
"Good luck, brother," and I leave.
He goes, "Hello, Governor." All right, and
Why, yes, this is the governor who's speaking.
This is the mayor of Townsville.
girls,
Girls.
my pickle jar, my prize porcelain pool. All right, I love the Powerpuff Girls so much. All right, so everything comes together. You have. Is there anything else anyone wants to tag onto this? Well, we'll do it, and then if you guys want to tag in. So as the scenes go, it shows a court case saying like, or a newscaster saying like, "Judge reinstated." We get a complaint dismissed, filed wrong or some shit. Doesn't matter. We get a picture of Senator Lily Greenberg in her office, and like two Indiana State Police open the door and come in, and like stand there like this, and she's like. She doesn't have any lines in the whole show. That way we don't have to pay her, we just pay her the day rate,
Nice.
And they perp walk her out of her state government office.
Yeah.
Let's see, we get Ernest Stevens and in one room talking to what look like either detectives or lawyers or actually FBI people. And then we cut to the adjoining interview room, which has Miranda Crenshaw in it doing the same thing. It's like they're trying to race to sell each other out.
Yep.
You get Kenton Asper on doing a radio interview, talking about like his experience being part of this. So let's get the. I forgot to get the mastermind roll.
Oh, I was hoping I'd get away with it.
Give me the mastermind roll.
All right,
No,
so-
because I need to know how well you did.
No, I get it. It's mastermind and
You have 5. It's your mastermind plus intelligence, and 5 d6s that you remember you can squish together to make higher dice.
so this is mastermind and intelligence. Not bad. Not bad.
All right, so that's a 15.
And then how many d6s?
You have 5 of them, but you can squish them together to turn them into higher dice. Like 2 d6s become a d8, 3 d6s become a d10.
So, and I have 5.
You could get a D8 and a D10 out of it,
So 3, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So a D10,
or a D12 and a D10. I don't remember.
D8, doesn't matter.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus! So your total is now 18.
I want to watch their lives burn.
Alright.
Everything. I want to take everything from
Okay, so they fail horribly. They get a 7. No, a 9, which is half your roll. So yes, their lives just continue to burn. All of their, let's see, Sun Cowling, we see him getting off death row and being escorted to Gen Pop. We see Kenton Asper. Do you guys want him how do you want Kenton Asper to come out of all this?
Kenton goes to jail, but only for like a couple years. He's going
Gotcha.
for like 5.
Gotcha. Anton Hopkins, we see his
Oh,
thrown
and
out.
then we see Grandmama has has a new calendar. It has his release date circled.
Yes, that's exactly how we see it.
And she's crying into my arms. It's okay.
No, she's not crying in the arms.
No.
She's like, huh. And she turns around holding like a tray with like 2 glasses
I'm there.
of wine. And Eli is there.
And a
I
pack of
have
cigarettes.
my shirt unbuttoned, 1 extra button, as I'm waiting. Still no cigarettes. And now I'm kind of itching myself a little bit though.
And then we have Frank. Let's see, who else needs it to be touched upon? There was no good way to say it. All right, and then we have Frank Torres. We see him applying to new jobs.
Getting accepted by not the Indiana Police Department, but the next state over, maybe.
Yeah, having moved to somewhere else. Yeah, we see him. Nothing standing in his way anymore.
Nice.
And I think that's where we wrap up that. So that comes together. You see, this wasn't one where anyone got a payout. This wasn't one where anyone, cash was not the big issue.
I would like to, as we're wrapping up,
Yeah.
for Rainbow's final scene, which I think you should have a final scene.
Yeah, Rainbow gets the closer on this one.
Yeah, you definitely get the closer.
Okay, then I got dibs on one right before.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to, now that everything's said and done, I would like to meet the judge. The judge comes back into his office. His assistant says, "Someone's waiting for you in your office." And he walks in, and I'm just sitting there smoking. And then, no? Too much?
No smoking. I think it's funnier if you're not. I think it's funny if you're
Okay,
like.
I'm sitting there, and he comes in.
Chewing
and
on a straw.
I'm opening, I'm chewing on a toothpick.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go. Just tearing into that
and
sucker,
I go,
too.
"You got any smokes?" And then that cuts, and then you guys go do whatever you want. But just like how I met the what's his face?
Yeah. Eli apparently is putting together a roster
Yeah, I
of
want to
contacts.
collect. I want to collect people.
All right.
Give me a real quick scene where Eli comes into the office. It's dark. Nobody else is there. And so I just go, "Hey!" He does not realize that I've been sitting in the dark for reasons that will remain unknown.
Who are you talking to?
Oh,
You.
Eli walks into the
Me?
office.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is late at night now.
Ah.
And so I pull out of my pocket the box of cigarettes.
Oh,
And then we're going to flash back one more to me in the office, dropping the box back in the desk drawer, and then picking it back up. And then so I throw it at you. And you catch it. I'm like, all right, here's the deal. Open it up.
I
You open it up. There's one in there. Go back to the flashback. Burke is dumping out all the other cigarettes and puts
Yeah.
one back in. She goes, "You get that one 50 feet from me at all times."
Fair enough. I take it out and I light it up. I'm maybe like 30 feet. Good enough.
Burke walks out the back.
I thought it was just going to be a bunch of patches.
There is as I smoke. There's like a.
All right. Now we need one last scene for Rainbow.
The real
Alright,
scene.
so the last scene, it's like a really fancy restaurant. Rainbow's wearing the like cocktail dress from earlier. You can see like in the back her father's like sitting at a table, but she's just arriving, and she's arriving with Lucinda Martin, and they're going to dinner with her father.
Lucinda Martin's the reporter.
Yes.
Yes, your reporter friend, and they're going to dinner with not William Murray, Alex Moore,
Yes.
and we'll close on that. Yes, I got it. I got the William Murray reference.
Yeah.
Guys, fucking everywhere. So, thank you for watching Leverage with us. This was an interesting episode. A little different than the others. I kind of dig it. All right. So, let's go ahead and give our outros. So, Jeff, go ahead.
My band is playing Terre Haute, and then after I've got nothing now.
Okay, just making sure. You never know. Let's see. Michi, do you have anything? Or you might have just frozen.
Oh no.
Yep, I think you just frozen.
They're just looking that cool.
Yeah, she's just like hanging out. All right. Let's see. Evan, go ahead.
I have a Patreon that I just made, Zombie Love Juice, on Patreon, where I do art and writing and a couple of voice stuff. Some filming things to come along soon.
Our overlay is gonna be. Keep going. Sorry.
Sorry. I also do this pretty often. This is pretty fun. Do this every Wednesday, which is awesome. There's more stuff like this, more crazy D&Ds on this kind of channel. You guys should check out. They're pretty neat. And yeah, I guess I do an Everyman Hybrid show on YouTube. Well, it's a show called Everyman Hybrid. It's like a horror show. It's okay, I guess. So check it out if you want.
Yeah, some people like it.
Some people like it.
All right. Teddy, you go right ahead.
Hey, I'm Nerdy Teddy. I'm on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. I'm in the Discord, Nerdy Teddy Bear. It looks like Michi's still frozen.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. Then,
Anyways, I got distracted. I'm here on Wednesdays doing this. Thursdays, I am on both the Pokemon game and the Shadowrun New Atlantis game.
Is it Pokemon next week?
I think
Or
it's
tomorrow?
I think it's Pokemon tomorrow. Yes,
That'll be fun.
it is. It is always fun. It's always a blast. It's pretty ridiculous for Pokemon. Honestly, it's like I imagine the Detective Pikachu movie is going to be like.
That's what I've been thinking. Apparently, one of the characters has a Jigglypuff who carries a switchblade.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty great.
Good.
Anything else? I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, that's fine. Actually, other than just being excited for stuff coming up in the future,
That's
I have
true, yeah.
nothing.
All right. My name is Kevin Myers. I'm Jim Devison on the Twitters. I'm also on the Discord, which is a good place with good people, full of just like good, honest, not good, honest Americans. No, good people. Very, very open and loving place. It's a great. So you can check that out below. We do have. Let's see. Yeah, and Michi apologizes. She is also on, or they. I forget Michi's pronoun. I think Michi uses they. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Michi is on Pokemon tomorrow as well. I can't remember if they have any other shows at the moment, but we will attempt to. Yeah, Michi uses they. Yeah, I think that's the bulk of it right now. So come back, join us again next week, next Wednesday, for another episode of Leverage. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh,
Hold on, I'm
and-
trying to get the raid to work here.
Yeah, you've got a lot.
For
Yes.
some reason, is it showing up on yours? Because it's not showing up on mine.
No, not right now. So what we do is we take all our viewers and we go visit someone else, and it makes them
Oh.
happy.
Twitch is being weird. Hold
Let's
on.
see.
Maybe I put it in wrong.
Another stream.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Yeah, like we take our audience over to another show.
What's the other one?
Soul
There we
Bears
go.
doing
I put it in wrong. That's all me.
Oh,
All
Exploding
right.
Dice. Cool.
Yes, we're going to Exploding Dice.
I don't know them. It'll be cool to see what they're doing.
11 Raiders.
Yeah, we're gonna go visit them and see.
All right.
What do? You hit leave?
You can, but